familiar opponent that you actually had the upper hand over, like, you know, the fairy tale is almost complete.
Yeah, and this has been a fairy tale run, guys. I can't, stress this enough. This is the Katowice Grand Finals. This has got everything from lineage and legacy on the line here to even having your face put up behind the players next time we go on land. Chris, I think you're even on one of those, which is by far one of the more interesting pieces. But before we can crown a champion, it is a long-standing tradition to bring out and showcase the prize for which it's all about. The Intel Extreme Masters Trophy is more than just a mantelpiece. It signifies everything that it means to be a champion, and you can say it is a part of esports history forever. Presenting the IEM Trophy of Golden 5 and Virtus.pro fame, it is my absolute honor to introduce to you Cuban.
This isn't just any computer game. This is Counter-Strike, the best esports on the planet.
This is the oldest trophy in Counter-Strike.
My word, do we have a storyline for you.
It may be the oldest trophy in esports.
Fuse, 3 kills, they go! Get it!
This trophy remembers the legends that have
Signal's gone off, Molotovs has landed, the spam's followed through, and VP know that they've gambled incorrectly on this force buy. James going to be hanging around, see if he can find anything whatsoever, but VP will be better off holding onto the Deagle and the 5-7 with that light utility going into the next. And I'm sure Gambit are more than happy to let them keep it. 4 rifles staying alive here.
It was funny watching back some of the VP game we cast yesterday and seeing that semi-final, seeing the chat's reaction to some of the things Jane was doing. Like, there are enough people watching this that don't play CS often enough that just watch these pros and think they're cheating.
Look, I'm not going to lie. Yesterday when I was watching that game, you could see certain situations. It felt like they did have X-ray vision because they were making the right read time and time again. James jumping down on towards A-ramp. Yakinda just absolutely destroying every single head he finds. VP were looking so hot yesterday. But on the other side of things, we have Gambit. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I thought when we saw this playoff bracket, I was like, yeah, cool. We tell the story of the CIS teams. They've done great. So many of them here in the playoffs. But it's going to be the Na'Vi Astralis final. Well, guess what? The 2 teams you're looking at right here, dispatched of both of those names. And sure, it's maybe not the household names here in the grand final, but these guys have played the best Counter-Strike in the tournament, or they wouldn't be here.
That's it. That's exactly it. And I mean, the fact that Gambit, you know, have been consistently soldiering on throughout Katowice all the way to this grand final, I'm just excited to be able to see their gameplay here on the main stage. Shiro, Inters, Hobbit joining this roster recently and kind of giving them that extra bit of mojo. Talking of, look how deep those flashes lie. Well, that's mid-info for the CTs. I'm afraid there is an expected punish elsewhere, but we haven't seen too much acceleration.
Oh, scrambling right here with the pistols, so they've been able to make this work. It was Sanji leaving spawn with a USP. Now Yakinda's been left with that one. This is still dangerous from VP, and Buster even wants to take a bit of space here, but tucked in on the lower side of things is Gambit. And
ooh, this is a chance. Oh, it was so close. He's actually knocked off his earlobes, but Buster not expecting a big return. He holds his line, holds his nerve, and does go down. Axile 6-0, consistently finding those B-Stairs players so far.
And he's open
taking
again, isn't it?
any chances. Molly quad, Molly the default box. Clear your close corners and don't even commit.
Just draw out this rotation, force those footsteps, and let the in-game leader Nafany take some space. He's over towards Sandbag now, and it's just kick it. He'll hear some footsteps below him in that forklift room. And they're trundling up that ramp and scaffold very noisily. Here's the rotation back and forth for VP. They can't catch a break.
It is going to be like watching VP lose at their own game at this point. You know, the fakey boys, they've been back and forth, constantly using and abusing that clock.
Oh, that's one thing we want to keep our eyes on here. Can Kickit get anything done on the boost box? Jiggles up. Hobbit too sharp, too fast, too quick. Actually, the highest rated player for Gambit on this map. Shiro will get the better of Yakinda there, and it will just be Sanji and James to fall. They're going to hold on to this. They both have armor. That'll be good to carry through to the next round, and maybe being able to isolate Shiro, who's heard a lot of footsteps here. You can see him communicating that to his teammates. Sanji has to find him. Hard angle to clear.
Oh, he's not expecting this one at all. Some clean kills on the exit for Shiro. His first contributions, we'll be seeing him. I don't know how often he's whipping out that T-side AWP on Vertigo. It does seem to be one of the maps we still have yet to see the truly defined impact of a T-side AWP. Some can do, some prefer to see the AKs in play.
So only 2 kills so far for VP within the first 3 rounds, so keeping them very quiet here, Gambit, and that's probably one of the keys. VP throughout this tournament have been phenomenal in terms of opening kill impact, and that's mainly been through Yakinda. On the other side of things, we will be looking to that name, Shiro, but he has good opening success rate, but he doesn't have a huge amount of kills in that regard. So it'll be curious to see how that battle pans on out, as there's more default action over towards B. Axel with a Molotov and a smoke. This is going to give him some room to work with.
If he finds an on the full buy and he opens up B again, Buster, nice angle. Takes him down. First death for Axel and the first advantage for VP. Trying to convert off that, and that's clean from Yakinda. Uses that trace of fire, pinpoints Nafany through the smoke. 2 early casualties now for Gambit, and he's not done. He's actually advancing, wants to stick around Sandbags and Hobbit on the mantle. It just looks too easy for him. Yakinda takes down another prong of this ramp presence, dropping his util now as he wants to try and confirm if Shiro's still there. Great find from Shiro. Gonna get a bit hot for Sanji. Inters is bringing that bomb late. Sanji and Jane both on the site. Shouldn't be possible to break through that AWP line once it's established. You can see Jane just waiting to peek off his teammates' contact. Sanji towards short. He's going to have to contest with Shiro. Inter's coming up ramp.
They just have to keep this expensive. Gambit have money to buy in the next. A kill or 2, a plant would be great. Utility onto the side is there. They might be able to get this one down.
That's the objective. I guess he kind of sends Sanji as the sacrificial Mac 10 Lamb, try and knock him off the bomb.
Trying to bait something out here.
Hey, they got the bomb plant, and Kicker, he's gone down as well. Shaping up for an awkward one for VP. The wall bank's actually hit. The Flames, he's going to have to evade them. Intus has found a little bit of a safe haven. He lives on. Bomb ticks down. Surely he's just a man gone down eventually. A dead man walking. And now Shiro. Bomb is half ticked.
This is the clutch master, though. If anyone's going to do it.
Yeah, James holding the line. He'd have to miss, and doesn't do much of that.
Good round there from VP, and that was a lot of aggression from Yakinda just pestering towards the top of a ramp. If we talk about Vertigo and just how that map has evolved over time, if the CTs aren't traditionally able to establish early aggression, they drop back and they play more of a retake scenario. Well, having a rifler like Yakinda, who I can probably safely say in this event has been the best rifler. He is the highest rated player. To have him to posture around and just be a pain in the ass like this, 2 easy kills for him, makes it look like another day at the office, means they'll never be able to set up for those standard A pieces. So we'll have to see how that one continues to develop as we get back under with the gameplay. And, well, Shiro, you wanted to see if he had that T-side AWP. It's out already. So is the A-ramp aggression. Yakinda again finds it. That's going to be the second for Yakinda.
Yeah, nearly a third. Axel has to brave the Molotov through the flames. He lives to tell the tale.
James under a bit of scrutiny here.
Look how much they're throwing at him. Well, they made the 2v4 convincing. See how the 3v4 shapes up. One frag would all it would take. Oh, he's missed it, Shiro. Little shy of the mark onto Kickert's look.
Lots of time here for Gambit, so there's no rush into this, and the fact that they're not going to press the issue means that utility that was thrown out defensively from VP will start to fade as they look over towards the B bomb site. Nobody's home. It's Buster caretaking middle and B. Sanji now rotating back on over. And VP doing this silently. Don't want to give away too many sound cues on this. We've got enough.
Does have a Molotov as well, so buying time, finding these individual jewels. It's not going to be easy as time ticks up and they group up. Heading to the stairs, or considering it at least. Just needs one on its own. If they travel as a pack, it gets infinitely more difficult with the AWP.
Still a gap.
Huge chance for Shiro to find just one. He's missed his shot, and he won't get a second. Nice find from VP. Not taking any chances in that.
Yeah, a couple of uncharacteristic misses from Shiro so far in this one. Now, if you want to look to a name that has really popped off in this tournament, of course it's Shiro, right? The limelight's been on him. He even ran over Simple in that quarterfinal game to get Gambit where they are right here. He's going to be due a couple of clutches, right? He's going to be due a couple. So keep your eyes on him, and the desk talked about this perfectly. This isn't like we have a David versus Goliath matchup. This isn't Astralis versus Gambit or, you know, something like that. This is two teams who are very familiar with one another going toe-to-toe. There's still the nerves of a grand final of the scale of an IEM Katowice on the line, but I would prefer to be doing it against a team I've played week in, week out, as opposed to one that is a giant, has been here plenty times before.
I mean, just having, you know, the team name that represents all of the hard work you and your 4 friends have converted over the many years of grinding to join household names in a permanent inscription on the IEM trophy is it's enough to get anyone nervous, especially if it is a familiar opponent. All too aware of the intricacies of the individuals in the server. It's a tough angle to hold on short. Very vulnerable to that ramp swing if you don't have adequate support. But Jame and Yakinda, I mean, you can't ask for a better duo, especially in the semi-final performance we saw.
They've just lived out a bit of a one-way there over towards the top of Crane on A, so that's going to hold them at bay for a little bit longer. We have a minute on the clock. Still a truckload of utility for VP to siphon through.
VP is so happy to passively let Gambit walk into those B steps.
It almost feels like they want them to push into that point where they're at the top of the ramp so they can clamp on down, but it's back over towards B they go. Yeah, Nafny's still continuing to make space.
Oh, and more than space. Bloodshed. Yakinda's gone down. That's going to sell it even more.
There's 3 of them still on the site. It's all on Buster.
What are you supposed to do now? They're into your sight. He's holding his tight line. That's where they'll pre-aim. Hobbit's already across. He'll make the call. The pre-fires are in, and so soon will the bomb. Walking up on the smoke. He doesn't surely want to contest that plant.
Teammates are coming, and that utility is still very good here for VP.
Oh, Hobbit elevated over the smoke as well. A re-smoke. He's trying to find a tighter line. He does have it. Sanji's going to be unprepared for this one. Yeah, caught out. Buster should trade, but Axel's made that difficult. Only 1 for VP, and they're already cowering in CT spawn. It's just Gambit's calling there. Into the B site, wide open. and looks to be converted.
That's good stuff there from Nafany, right? As the in-game leader of this team, to be able to go over towards A, not only completely hold the CT defense, 4 players get a kill, he was the reason they had that avenue over towards the B site. So doing that as the in-game leader, you have to give him an extra thumbs up, right? He's not one of these fraggers that you're sending out to search and find a lot of space, but he's still making the plays, and that info, it's integral to his teammates. They get into the site, they're able to set this up perfectly, and you bang on. When Hobbit is elevated over that smoke, they don't clear him on out. He's always going to be good for one there. And pincering off of that was Axel. So good teamwork there from Gambit in the early stages. They've posted their 4th on the board. And, well, VP, they might be considering themselves a little bit of a save scenario here. They do have money to drop guns across, but questions have to be asked. James has that AWP, kick it with the AK. Both can drop a gun. Maybe that means Sanji has to operate with something a little bit lighter, but I enjoy the fact that VP are taking a timeout early here. It is a best-of-5 grand final. We talk about it being a marathon and not a sprint, but when you're in the server and you're these players playing the game, it's going to fly by.
Yeah, did you consider the nuke ban coming out of VP to be a bit of an advantage, Gambit?
The way that Yanko painted that picture, for sure, right? They're getting a free ban, taking away a strength of VP as well. So they're lucky in this, but at the same time, VP coming into it probably more than happy with their 6 map pool, right? They're not going to be slouches on any of these maps we're going to see here today. And that comfortable opponent, when that plays into it, you're not worried about needing a pocket pick to be able to unravel your opponent. You know that you can stand and biff. And it will be that buy coming through. Sanji onto the Deagle, everybody else with everything they need. Diffuse kit's a good utility as well. Round number 7 getting back underway with a standard B utility, right? So Axial, his entire job is just to deny that full lobby aggression from Buster. He can't drop on down, needs to be worried about the smokes. And the same deal over here towards A, Yakinda. Up close and personal now.
Oh, they'll get that sound cue, and he's not allowed to escape. Shiro reacts instantly. An aggressive CT maneuver silenced. They might have to pivot with some aggression B. They know Axel's holding it. He's previously been such a nuisance, though. You can see this hesitance.
A lot of this is going to be heard as well, so Gambit can start making their way up towards A. Put a bit more pressure on those A defenders while Buster and Kickit are so far away from this rotation, and you can see exactly that happening. They've got free ramp control, tucked on in very passively.
They've got no smokes, Chad. It will have to be bullets. So James holding the ramp. Sanji responsible with only a Deagle for short.
Cop that one as well. That molly will be good to help delay, but Gambit have no issues playing this late game Counter-Strike either. So utility coming through, but we don't know if there's going to be a full commitment behind this just yet.
Just on the edge of the smoke, they're practically touching. It looks like Hobbit caught a little from James' shot. Crossfire, look at the setup from Kicker and Sanji. Using those smokes as temporary walls. And they've constructed a pretty damn convincing 3rd round here. Sanji just confirming my suspicions. Shiro on site, 20 seconds. It's unlikely he plants. It's unlikely he gets anything else. And yeah, quick kick it. Very quick. It's just the 2 of them. Sanji and Kicker started that round with a Deagle. Their setup around those smokes on bomb, they actually felt like a disadvantage for Gambit after they threw them.
Yeah, and they were very relaxed about this as well. Just standing, jiggling. If those smokes start to fade, then they have some real problems caught in no man's land. Hobbit trying to trade off of that. Kick it does not look away at all. He has complete faith in his teammate right there. And securing the last kill onto Shiro. So things now for VP looking good as they've taken control of the economy. Gambit would be just down to these pistols. 2 Deagles, 1 for Axial, 1 for Inters. P250s for Nafany and Hobbit. So Shiro just with that Glock. Buster going to get tested towards B. It will just be the pistol, so not too many dramas. Well, they can call the lobby clear, and they're even going to try to boost up. That flash is good. Buster.
Oh, he still sees nothing.
How much did he spot? Nothing at all?
You think he's aware that it's a possibility? He certainly is now as he unloads his mag. Buster and Kick at keeping him long range. Does look like a P250 bullet did catch him through the floorboards there, but it's Inters to actually find some lethality.
James here too now. This is locked down.
Yeah. Perfect catch. Top spin from James nade there, and it does convert the 4th. So only losing the 1 casualty. Buster's the B defender and did get overrun. But breaking the money, converting the round, doing so cleanly. It's all dreamy. Keeping all those AKs in play for the CT side early into this grand final.
Won't be seeing the Shiro AWP going into this round. Only has 3,400 in the bank balance. He has to opt in for that Galil. 3 of which are currently purchased up by Gambit. See if they want to go for a bit more of a pace change here. They've been peppering Yakinda, at least forcing him back at certain occasions. And this time, Kick it. He's going to take some control. Axial will have to think better before he pushes that smoke. There's actually 3 players dedicated to this right now, and there has been tags through, so they know someone's behind it. Nade is good, chunks him down even more. A lot of harassment. Look at this space, though.
Yeah, that's a lot early and alone. Kick it. Double kill on the B defense. He nearly takes a third. Inter's bleeding. Trying to claw something back. Great utility usage to at least make it an unfavorable duel for the CTs.
Oh,
but
look
at this. Completely unchecked. I say that with bated breath. Don't know what the CT spotted. Yeah, Yakinda's worked it out. Confirms the A defender doesn't need help just yet. He might now.
Yakinda lining that pre-fire up as well, so he knew something was up there. Hobbit's all on his lonesome here. This is just another one of these 4-on-2 situations where Gambit, they can make it costly. Maybe they can even get into the bomb site. But the way that VP have been playing these rounds, it still feels like they're set for it. Jame, oh, he's just going to rotate back and forth. Not sure where he wants to end on up. The flash is good. He's forced off the line. More pressure over towards A. 30 seconds now.
Yakinda's got the perfect timing as it fades. What a round from him. That was an A defense, but all of those frags felt so simple.
Yeah, they're able to
lurking in the
them all
smoke,
out.
catching the pre-fire. 5 VP, 4 to Gambit.
And will be Gambit on an eco or a partial buy yet again. Loss bonus is starting to build. They get the 2,900 going into next round.
So what's been interesting to me so far about the B stairs, this whole battle for aggression, we've seen the Gambit moves to contain that. But when he does get away with it, Kickert's doubled, put them at a huge advantage so early into the round. So there is very much a lot of early action, a lot of game-defining, round-defining plays happening at that B stairs.
Here's the thing, right? They're going to push in here. So this utility, a little bit clumsy. Molly on top of the smoke, not going to give them what they were looking for. Doesn't flush a player into the line of sight of Jame. That nade should do a little bit. Nafany down to 88. But while we have this pistol round ahead of us, one of the things with these teams who maybe we haven't been seeing as much within the Tier 1 tournaments, they like Vertigo. So we're going to see things about Vertigo that you probably don't with other squads. Good utility from Jame there. Axel trying to punish, but he's the one on the other end of that. And Yakinda looks like he's about to mop up a bucket.
Yeah, there probably isn't going to be any mollies thrown his way, but he's got James P250 for support. Nafany very loud is the last remaining pistol for Gambit.
Got the bomb. What are you going to do, Nafany? You faked him out. You've kept one honest over towards mid/B.
They really haven't eaten this one up at all. Missed shot. James confirms, ramps the issue, and there we have it. Another one added to Yakinda's total. 2 back-to-back triple kills. Not too shabby at all.
So 6-4 now. VP starting to get themselves a little bit of a lead. That loss bonus has now maxed out for Gambit, so going forward will be 3,400 into their bank balance time and time again. If they get that bomb down, they will be able to stay consistently dangerous. We haven't seen them opting for too many saves so far on their T side either, and Shiro will be bringing back out that AWP, but it's time for a timeout. And Gambit to talk through their options, because as you can see with the scores on the doors, it has been 4 on the trot after that pistol round spree of Gambit. Kickert, Yakinda, both up there with 10 kills apiece leading server. Now, Axial's one who we want to be keeping our eyes on here today. Shiro's had all the limelight, but Axial and Shiro combined, I think people are likening them to Simple and Electronic, which is quite the duo to be living up to. And we're getting this one back underway here as freeze time has ticked on down. The buys are in. VP are contesting for both B lobby control and A ramp control, right? They're using those early smokes quite deep just to make sure that VP Gambit even can't get away with too much space, and Jame wants to pick.
Whoa, I tried to catch the timing, and it's not too far off. The nade is significant damage, though, for Gambit to overcome. There's sprays into that smoke as well to try and finish off the damage. Looks like Nafany's gotten away scot-free.
Alex, look at the luxury. Yakinda is left on his own with an AK. That allows the rest of VP to rotate around, bolster mid, bolster B. They've just left Yakinda here on his own.
It's a lot of responsibility. These jump peaks he's going for. There's always a world where Shiro catches the right timing on his jump peak.
Call the head there.
Just like that. Okay, that'll be enough for Yakinda. Might have to call for assistance. I won't be able to just willy-nilly confirm ramps clear on every AD.
Well, this is good, though, because Buster has B lobby control. They can actually now put more forces back over to help Yakinda out, who's dropping out some utility. And he even wants more. Oh, he's thinking about it. You can see they're flirting with the idea. Those nades are going to single. There's multiple members now up towards Crane. Utility in return, and look at that one. Duncan down, a little bit of damage done to Hobbit. They're going to flash Yakinda forward.
Okay, James has the flashbang. Timing is everything on this. He's got the one-way held. Kikik will be able to drop this for Yakinda if he wants to retreat. Spots Nafany. Good control. Inter's an important trade. Smokes to the side. They'll be looking for the plant here. Kikik and James to contest. James floating in limbo. Finding a sweet spot between the flames and the smokes. Bomb now down, or attempted to. James denies it. Not done yet. 3-on-3. 14 seconds. Pressure's on the T's, and James missed his shot. Axel's got a new lease of life. He jumps into the shot, and now they have to deny the plant. Inters has got a scrap of health, desperately trying to find somewhere to plant it. It's not to be. And Shiro, oh no, Shiro's got one, but he's just holding onto his weapon as best he can. He's caught in the smoke. He's got $200 to his name. He was so advanced. He left his hidey hole on sandbags in pursuit of denying the hunt for the plant. But he's lost more than that. $200, Chad. What's he buying, a Kit Kat?
Oh dear, might have to knock on the door of one of his teammates here and see if he can get a bit of a loan just for a pistol going into the next. As I mentioned, that loss bonus has maxed on out, but that still hurts because he's the AWPer, right? The player who requires the biggest, most expensive gun. A bit of frustration from Nafany there. He's obviously talking through how they need to be approaching those rounds, and well, if James laughing, that is that's not a good sign whatsoever.
If the mojo starts flowing, lads, I'd be giving VP a wide berth.
He hit that state last night, right? That was James just playing some of the best Counter-Strike I think I've seen him do. Just everything was hitting. Audacious maneuvers across the map, especially with Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, it's like almost every round is you see a play out of one of these VP members yesterday that just makes you shake your head, say, what? And if you're against them in the server and the stakes are higher than ever, it's only going to be exacerbated.
Just a quick look at the utility damage right now. Jame and Sanji leading the charge right now. 190 for Jame, 175 for Sanji. And it has been these nades down into this elevator room that have been punishing. Utility has been on point.
Look at that util set. It's a perfect isolation of Nafany. They smoke the bridge, molly the tight corner. Where are you supposed to hide?
Simple stuff again. This used to be one of the most highly contested parts of the map. If the T's cannot get control of Crane sufficiently, they will be punished. They're forced into mid, they're forced into B.
Shiro's pre-aim is not far off, but halving Buster into the shoulders instead. He lives on. Kick it backs him up. They're looking for a way in here. And they go off the flash. Bust up. Nothing to show for his defensive B4. Still stand for Gambit. Admittedly, it's only those Deagles, and a run boost will drag the crosshair of Kickert. Oh, but James got him safe and sound. Shiro, just the one. And I think James done enough there on the generator position. He'll lock it down, keeping that KD flowing. 11-1.
It's wild that he has that as the KD. Just doesn't die. 4 rounds.
Yeah.
He did a lot of saving with Sanji on those first few after the pistol. And you're right, this was simple utility, right? You check this out. Just the molly to force them out behind the fork box. The smoke is simple too. A flash is good. Nafany looks like he's getting fired up, and they're going to need that. They're going to need to get them going. Hobbit is the only player in this team right here of Gambit with levels of experience like this.
Yeah.
You know, the guys over there on VP, 4 of which were in a major grand final. You know, people might sit there and call these guys onliners. They've already done it on LAN, right?
And Hobbit's bloody...
Won
a major.
So,
oh,
on,
the angle on that
mate.
smoke! He's found a double. Yakinda has stolen another round away from Gambit. In the opening 10 seconds, he walks down. I wonder if that's a variation on a smoke they've been throwing.
What a bloody scallywag right there. He gets out as well with his
Catch them sleeping like that. Shiro, Nafany both look like plums. And James looks set for another here. Just on the spacing, Inters walking out unawares, was not expecting contact. Axel confirms there is someone sandbags, but that information, unless Hobbit can start finding a double kill, which he's taken the first step to achieving. Yakinda on the site down. If you could just somehow force that sandbags player. Sanji's survival is integral. They're isolating him as best they can. And the flash, the counter flash. James is there to support again, exactly when they needed him.
Hobbit, what are you going to do? 1-on-4 situation, 40 seconds left on the clock. Completely surrounded here. 180 degrees you're going to have to clear. May as well give this one a crack. You need some rounds. You need to inspire your boys. There's the
nice
first.
Shot.
Time's a bit of an issue here.
Yeah, and the bomb's so disconnected. They can just go walkabouts. In fact, James, who was near CT, is now working on the flank. He's there already.
Come on now,
said,
Hobbit.
hey, lads, I found the bomb, so...
Let's just hold this, shall we?
Oh. Lovely stuff from Virtus.pro. This is Gambit's pick, and they're making that CT side look convincing. Look at this angle he finds.
Going to be frustration there, right? That's Nafany's job to hold while Shiro's AWPing up and over the smoke, seeing if he can catch anything. And I'm sure that there's going to be more frustration coming out. And you're right, James is there. He's always playing. He's not only is he playing aggressive to stop attacks, he's also, when he needs to, in swing, being that supportive element of the AWP, stopping players from getting pushed, setting them up with flashes. He bailed Sanji out there. That has to be quite the romance between the two of them, I'm sure. As we do get back underway with interesting buy. Nafany with a deagle, same with Shiro. There's AKs on the other 3. And with only 2 rounds left to play and the max loss bonus, I think Gambit realized they need more rounds and they need them now.
Oh, great opportunity found. Hobbit catches the Akinda's aggression.
Oh, what a shot.
Exile, there we have it. He started this with 6-0. Now winning out a duel on the B stairs again towards the later stages. Sanji's vulnerable as well.
Good timing.
Perfect. James has to go back, or does he go forwards in the flame? He stands his ground. It nearly was the collapse. But Gambit set for a 5th here. Sentry will buy time, should spread to deny the default plant. And he throws out a smoke of his own design as well. Oh, nearly. But Hobbit taking matters into his own hands this entire round.
Yeah, 3 for him, and that's what they need, right? The pedigree of Hobbit, someone who's been there and done it before, needs to step up and show the way for the Gambit boys here. Kick it left in a 1-on-4, and money is good. He should give this one a crack. See if he can pull off a miracle.
He's got that smoke as well. I wonder if he's just going to really rot the clock.
Even if he just takes away a bunch of guns here, he's going to make Gambit's life a lot harder going into the final round of play.
What if we get the nade? You know, like the nade where they're all saving at the top of Scaff?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a world where he throws towards this corner. It could be a Dosia X-God moment 2021 replay, or he's just going to smoke it and get them all scared out and running.
He might even just sit this, Alex.
Oh, 3 seconds! Okay. And he does pull Axile close enough to the radius. Keeps things as little costly as he could. Final round, first half, first map, best of 5 finals. Axile really did confirm the round, but it was Hobbit's 3K. This is how close that was to a collat. Damn, it really wasn't far off.
Feels like they got a bit more room to work with right there, Gambit. They could take fights towards A ramp without being pestered. They could take fights towards B without being pestered. Finally letting off.
That'll happen when you kill your Kinder in the first 10 seconds. Ramp does feel a lot easier when he's not there. The nuisance, the double kill from the prior round. All right, he's
back to his old tricks.
Not gonna quit. In fact, he's gonna do more than that. He's caught him straight through the smoke. Nafany's default rumbled by Yakinda.
His crosshair placement is absolutely insane. Just watching Yakinda as a rifler, a hyper-aggressive rifler who is just always on point.
And I mean, the highest of praise coming out of NBK, saying he's actually changing the meta. He regards Yakinda as the biggest revelation of the year.
It's quite a title to hold right there.
And coming in from, you know, Variegate's Nathan Izzle.
Well, Sanji on the jiggle here. He's going to spot something and give that info because his teammates are currently in a 2-2. So just babysitting right now is Sanji. Not going to go for the kills. Utility comes over. He's going to relay that. Drops a defensive Molotov and will tuck on in.
They're ahead of it. And there's a gap. Inters, he jumps straight through it. They double up and Inters, Axile all filling the feed in favor. Just like that, to 6th is found. Stolen that mid-pincer ahead of the molly. Catching VP off guard. James thrust into a 1 versus 4.
No James time this round.
He's got everything he could possibly desire. Axile has completely disappeared.
30 seconds left now. Bomb is starting to get halfway ticked.
Hello, Hobbit. Goodbye, Hobbit. Doing his due diligence, clearing his close corners. They are
halfway tick now.
Running out of time. Playing it so passive, and there they are. Spots him out. That's the final round. We do see 9 to Virtus.pro, and Gambit chasing, nipping at the heels.
Axel, it's great to finally have some time to chat to you. You have beaten Virtus.pro before, but can you do it again with the pressure of it being the grand finals of IEM Katowice?
I don't feel the pressure. We'll see. I think it will be a very interesting match because it's CIS final. It's really interesting for our region, and yes, I think it will be a close game. Yes, but I don't know. We'll see.
What would it mean for you as a player to win IEM Katowice 2021?
Oh, it's a big achievement, I think, for me. Yes, and I'm just 18 years old, and winning the IEM Katowice is really crazy for me because I'm so young player for this, I think. Yes, it's really crazy.
Nor do I, Axel. That's quite the achievement. I feel really proud of you, to be perfectly honest. So I want to wish you all the luck in the world in this final. No matter what happens, I know you're going to enjoy it.
Yes.
And I know the rest of Gambit will too. So congratulations on making it this far.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
When you see me coming, better run for cover. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger.
Faced myself in the mirror not so long ago, and I told me, do you know? I told me, do you know? All alone in your head, but you don't have to pretend that you will make a change, 'cause you don't want to change. I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine.
It's the grand finals of Katowice. Need I say more? Virtus.pro and Gambit keeping it damn close as well. T calls towards the end there, pulling a crucial, necessary 6th under Gambit's belt before they swap sides. It is going to be VP on the attack though, and it is Gambit's pick. Got Sponge here for the analysis. Insights from Voxemonor's own. And early 4-man lead. In fact, they're sending the whole squad. VP want to go up and make
Very
it
fast.
very loud towards A.
Yeah, fight us is what they're saying right now, and they've had no contact whatsoever. They might even just stroll straight onto the site. Smoke down, Molly to follow. There's a gap here to work with, and they're just pushing in.
Yeah, they've given them so much space to work
Through
with.
the
Your
smoke,
Kinder's
of
caught
course.
one already through the smoke, and at that point, what are you supposed to do as a CT? What are you supposed to do? Stare at the smoke, push through it?
That was the utility on Nafany as well, right? So now they're operating with nothing. Hobbit has to hit a couple more here.
Oh,
James gone down. They know he's coming.
He knows Buster's around the corner. Kinder still a threat with this Glock. He's taken every fight and winning it too. Oh my lord! Only one consolation frag for Shiro, but the bomb's half gone. And Shiro does have 3 more to find. Kicker's jiggles so potent. Did need to hit some spectacular one-taps. He only had 1 bullet left, runs out. And I guess that's what's going to happen when you give them all that space, and immediately the call is made.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? They were just playing. If they took a lot of contact, I'd assume they'd drop back and go into something else. There was no need for them to continue through if they met a wall, but be like water, guys. Take the path of least resistance. That was straight in towards the A bomb site here. That's the opening from you, Kinder, the opener of this game. Maybe Gambit needs Shiro to come online with some of those clutches to show he can be the closer.
You ever tried to catch a fly with chopsticks?
Not yet. Working on that. I got you guys watching Mr. Miyagi back in the lantern. Early nade on out here, and look at that. Underarm. Bold and Shane. Couple Deagle bullets there, and Buster goes down. So this is a good start for Gambit in the second round. They're forced by...
That's a potent move, isn't it? You throw the lineup HE, and then you just need that 1 Deagle bullet to the belly. Okay, Axel's found an early casualty.
Couple of nades to work with here as well. So these smokes on Nafany and Inters could be integral the longer that VP put the pause on here. As soon as Shiro gets activated with that scout as well, we talk about the tagging power, 70 damage done. You get that to the body of Mass. Doesn't even have to headshot. There you go.
Yeah, that's enough. And Shiro's hit the second bullet as well. The bodies finally claw one back, but they are littering now towards Fork Room. Nafany knows the job is done. He can tuck in. They have that man advantage. They will try and put the three-man stack towards where they believe that hit is coming. Inter's leading towards elevator in response.
With the space VP have right now, they can just do the standard set smokes. That means Gambit have to play in front of this. Hobbit knows it's coming. He's actually going to get himself over towards this short position. CT smokes to deny space as well.
It's going to be so difficult to get value out of this scout once they get close. Flashes are good, so is the molly, but by smoking it, he has a little bit of a gap to play around. First found. Chaos for VP though. Kickit and Sanji. That should be denied. Hobbit's right there. He does go down. Kickit has to clutch, but Shiro's already hit the scout. Just a formality now. A single bullet from the pistol can finish the job. And it does. Gambit steal away the second, forcing in and pulling out a seventh.
Much needed stuff there from Gambit. This was VP's chance to start running away with this map here. Would have been a full eco from Gambit in this round right now if they didn't pull this one off. The tag there with the scout from Shiro was really all she needed, because Yukinda, he's the one who's making all that space. He has 18 kills right now for VP. He goes down. It gets a little bit more difficult from there. Looked like Gambit knew what type of smoke walls they're up against as well. You can see deeper into elevator room. Molly's to clear out the back of the site. That gives VP more space. And now we're back underway with a couple of deagles. It hasn't been the full all-in shove from VP here. They've saved some residual cash. If they can get a plant, might be able to facilitate themselves a buy a little bit earlier. 8 damage, just shy, not hitting the edge of that box, meaning Yukinda gets to walk away with all those health points. Waiting out this early utility is something that has its pros and cons, and as the smoke starts to fade, more nades rain on in.
Nothing spotted middle.
Oh,
that's
gone a very long way down. Can we follow that one, Rush?
Just landing. There it is. Yeah, smoked under bridge.
The trolls live down there. We don't go down there often. But yeah, just really putting the pause on here. And if you're a little bit quizzical as what's happening, well, VP want to bait out as many nades. There it is, all the way down that elevator shaft. You don't want to fall down there. Let me give you the hot tip. Bait out all these nades, see if you can find a kill on any of this aggression. Make it costly for Gambit. That's exactly what they're doing. Still postured forward. Shiro ready to swing off the contact of his teammate Nafany here. Also holding that tight line. Both putting bullets down range, and they're hanging around. So space is being closed on in here, and VP are deadly with these deagles.
That they are. It's a smoke you don't really want to trifle with, though. They'll use it to set up behind it. Flash. And Shiro and Nafany just keeping them completely locked out and not losing a single man in the process. So they'll take the sidearm upgrades. Gambit confirming that they are here to play.
Yeah, no plant there from VP, so kept very, very honest. Now they're going to have to be operating at just either another deagle buy. We can go deagles again in a similar fashion. Maybe go for something a little bit scrappier, Tech 9s if you want to go fast. But those flashes didn't seem like they did a lot. It felt like Gambit had a lot of vision there. They were all playing forward. They're not getting caught in awkward limbo positions like we see other teams do, where they're either back behind the smokes, they lose the space. They're nice and forward, hitting their shots, confident in their aim. And now over towards B. Buster, seeing if you can have a crack at this one.
Yeah, it's Axel who's dealt with it. Both on the T side and CT, he's got the sixth sense. Finding those timings.
Oh, Hobbit with a bit of a special here. Mid's take an MP9. Best weapon for the job, up close and personal in those corridors.
Sanji looks like he's gone. Could be a trade, but Hobbit's all too aware. And he's dipped.
Give me that deagle. Oh, tucked in as well. So Hobbit just playing all these ratty angles.
He faked the sound as well. Let's see if James switched on. No. Eats the bait. Perfectly played. Maybe even another $600 kill reward awaiting for that MP9. Be foolish not to send him in.
This is both pistols now for Gambit throughout. Well, actually, no, they won the force buy. But the early round conversions have gone in the way of Gambit in both halves, which has set them up with a very nice position. They just need to start converting some of these gun rounds. Hobbit not getting too inquisitive there. They will push it eventually. Same situation as last round. Wait out nades, wait for aggression, see if you can find some kills, force the CTs to reinvest. Play the economy game of this one. and make sure that you keep them flustered. Well, they haven't done that. You've actually given Gambit a chance just to isolate some fights, maybe get some confidence back on these individuals. Yikinda last man standing. Just be that Glock. Axel runs him down. Cops a bit of a dink there for his troubles, but no worries. And now we're going to get this one underway. The guns will come out. James can get himself that AWP if he so desires, and he doesn't. He's into the AK-47. And when we saw them playing Overpass the other day, VP, they were operating with 5 AKs in the early stages. They look more than serviceable. They got off to an absolute flyer over start. Let's see how they want to poise themselves for this next round, round number 20. Scoreline now, only 1 round the difference. Fuse kits, 2 of which in play for Gambit here. Aggressive smokes from both teams, trying to take some ramp control, and Yikinda, ride or die entry fragger. He's coming in hot.
There he comes, and there he goes. Nafany tucks him in tight. Wins the duel. FAMAS v AK as well. He found a lovely angle.
Yeah, it looked like they were more than ready for that type of maneuver. That utility spells disaster as Yikinda has nowhere to move.
Oh, Jame could be caught here. Nafany tucked in with Shiro in support, but they've actually got the wallbang set up. Wow. Not letting that one go. And just like that, they found the equalizer. Don't forget they got AKs. If anything, this is a distinct VP advantage now.
It's pushing forward here, right? Just dropping a molly. Looks like he flubbed that one. May have landed on the crane. Easy to mess that one up.
There's a gap under that. Shiro, oh, he's caught kicker. Turning the flash was enough to not only find a frag, but put an AK in his grasp. 2 now in play for the CTs as they return to control. And they've got quite a handsome crossfire here. Sanji, very clean and necessary frag, but don't forget he's low. And Shiro, he knows, bomb's loose. Just as the smokes bloom. Bomb would be lovely. Off the flash pop, he might retrieve it, but then what? 30 seconds, Chad, and whoo.
The damage.
Yeah, it's something. Axel's locked the door.
They're locked in.
His timing here is everything. Looks like James not ready for it.
Oh, what?
He actually turns.
Okay.
Fine. It's fine. 15. And Axel's not done yet. A double for him. And Gambit.
He's laughing about it.
Equalize, yeah.
I've been laughing about it as well. That was a moment before disaster because James gets away, might be able to slip the net, gets the bomb down on the other side.
Imagine if he goes box by the time he looks back.
Yeah.
Could have been ridiculous. Yeah, this frag, though it may have caught kicker off guard, was enough to really just kind of seal the deal. Oopsie.
All right, everything's all fine. Now, you can see there, Yikinda didn't get the entry. It just left VP limping in one at a time here, trying to take some extra space. And there's no ult for James to be that follow-up opening kill success. So their next buy might prioritize that AWP if Yikinda can't get in with a bit more action. It's a difficult map to do so. We saw the same thing with Gambit on their T side, right? You get harassed with all the nades towards B, you get harassed with all the nades towards A. And now it's 4 on the trot here. 18 for Shiro, 15 for Axiel. We've got Yikinda on 18 and 15 for Kickit. Jame, 16 for him. This is how the deck, you want it to be stacked for both teams almost. Yikinda and Jame towards the top. You want Shiro and Axiel towards the top for Gambit. Hobbit's also chiming in. Partial buy right now from VP, not the full investment, so they might actually be prioritizing that AWP going forward. Going to be an AK-47 on Yikinda. There's a couple Deagles. Over towards B they go. Flashed on in, it's good. Axiel gets a chance to fight. Oh, look at that, simple stuff. No hyper aggression from Yikinda, just boosted over the smoke and takes down Nafany. VP are in the power position now. Even with these lower weapons, they can play with the clock. The fact that they found that kill early might force Gambit into a bit more of a gamble. They will have to go for aggression. Buster locking down the B lobby means nobody can push without him seeing, and everybody's left. So if at any point he starts going on a little bit of a walkabout mission, he'll see sight clear. Oh, they're getting them across to sandbag. So doing this late versus a partial buy is great. There's no Molotov, no nades for this. This is a huge play. All eyes on Hobbit.
And there's limited flashbangs, but plenty with 3. Inter's how many you rocking? Just the 1. So he's the one responsible. It'll be on Hobbit's call. Or on contact. No one's staring at it, and already he times it to perfection. Hobbit comes out, as does the flash. Double kill. He's under a lot of scrutiny now. Inter's trying to bail his friend out of trouble.
They're locked out of this. How are they meant to get past Hobbit here? There's so much support on the site, and now Buster calling it clear.
Yeah, this makes it even more awkward for them to rotate back. Knives are out.
James has a smoke here as well.
Oh, I tried to check his corners just as Axel comes in for the info. Well, time to swallow our pride. 10 seconds. Don't really see a world where you get that bomb down. He's walked on in.
Need the loss bonus here. Yeah, I was going to say, if James wants to stay alive there, meaning that AWP won't be in place. So well handled there from Gambit, and I love that maneuver to get Hobbit back towards sandbags when they know what type of buy they're up against. When they've done that, they also did it as a team. It wasn't Hobbit just going, I'll just go to sandbag and potentially go on down. They got him there as a squad, and this is why. Look at the impact he has. There's no more Hobbit hole on Cobble. That map hasn't been in the pool for years, but it looks like he's finding a new one here. Now the guns will come out. So Sanjion and Galil, AKs for the rest. Jane with the AWP. Let's see what pace they want to rock this one out. Back over towards A. 3 players dealing with the fork room.
Ooh, okay. Let's see how Yukinda handles a taste of his own aggression. It's Nafany that's bringing it. And he's walked up. He's found a nice route through the smoke to tuck in on that close corner. Yukinda swinging, and that's the first blood. This time in favor of VP. Ramp is theirs. Shiro, interestingly, opts to smoke that out. Hopes that the sound cue may be enough to convince them.
Yeah, now with that nade coming through, they have to consider it because of what Hobbit did. They have to keep that in the back of their mind, but difficult to consider after they've already thrown a lot of nades at that position. Back over towards B. Buster seeing what he can work with. If James can get posted up, they just have to flush Axiel out, and there's so many good nades for this position. Walking the tightrope here, cannot make a sound cue, or Axiel is going to spam them through the boards. Buster will need to keep his head down.
Oh. Okay.
The support here, at least. Gambit have made a decent call playing 2-2. Yukinda's taking space on A. They might fall back on this, you know.
Bomb spotted B, but with a frag, it's just one more separating them from the plant. Inter says no. 19 HP, if they could just find him. Shiro's there now as well. The nade could find him, it does. Great dunk. Hobbit's not done.
Body's on the line
James
here.
missed his shot. 15. Again, the clock not their best friend. 10. Just on Jens. Shiro's got the perfect line. What are you supposed to do?
They might save.
He invested into this fully. And now he's just looking to keep hold of it.
Whew, that's a rough one to lose right there for VP. It felt like they did everything right. They get the opening onto Nafany, who's been making these type of plays all tournament long. He is getting denied time and time again in this matchup. They get a free opening. They have great space. Yukinda putting pressure on A. They know that they're able to push all the way up. At B, they have almost all of the control that they could hope for. Yeah. It's just Hobbit right there, locking this one down. You can see this. Axiel getting a little bit, you know, frustrated right there, but all in all, he did a great job helping just keep it slow by his life in the early stages of that round.
Well, we've got the Jame and Yukinda duo in a tight spot. Let's see if those weapons on these two names. Caught out. Elevated position from Nafany.
Yeah, he's going for plays that Yukinda goes for, right? Yep. But he is doing it as the in-game leader. So when he gets the room, he can give all that information to what he wants his teammates to do based off of it. If he's not getting away for those moves and just dying, it makes it so difficult as an in-game leader to feel the game. And look at this.
That's both of their investments. Both of the stars of this 23rd. Script flipped. Boosted now. And doesn't hit the one bang. A chance onto that B defender, Axile, but now he's been given the warning. He knows more than just the one as well, given the boosted angle.
Look at how careful they are, you know, crouched under every potential line of sight. Oh, locked out of forklift room now as well.
Kicker was quick to charge into that, hoping to catch one unawares. And Sanji, the AWPer, he does catch Nafany's aggression.
Oh, Flash was just a bit shy, but Shiro's still going to miss that one. It's still dangerous, you know. Look,
they're making it dangerous.
They're rotating back over now, Gambit, but Shiro's on a bit of a difficult line here.
Smokes will land. Finding Shiro
now.
or Hobbit. Yeah, again, the clock.
20 seconds.
Flashes will be the go. Hobbit, a lot to do. Does go down early. Will Shiro contest the plant? Can Shiro contest the plant? He's been flashed off now. Tucked in on short, but he's likely to swing. And the plant's
Sanji's
going
doing
down.
it all!
Sanji saves them with the hero Deeg. Now posted up holding short. Axel wants to get back in. He ain't done. Bit of a role reversal now. Coming in from Rampart, the CTs. Sanji,
he wants to peek this.
He does.
He's tucked in now, though. He might just stand tall.
And
Sanji!
to clutch up. Surely not. Axel low. You can see the deagle and the info's there. Will he adjust? He's forced him off the bomb at least.
He's panicking. Sanji's panicking.
It's fading. It's fading. That's surely Sanji's round. He knows. Next sound cue. Just have to peek it late. And hit the one dig, and he does it. Sanji saves VP. 4 frags, so much impact. And puts an 11th on the board. That has been a long time coming. That was a slew of 6 from Gambit, and it started so strong as well. Yakinda's death early soured the mood for the young fragger. And Hobbit even catching Jane, but they take their time, recover those weapons, AK and AWP respectively. It's Sanji's Deagle and AWP, though, in perfect unison to convert that round. What a delivery.
Not the regular hero over there on the VP camp either. Sanji has put in an absolute shift right there. The fact that he's pulled that one out, you can see.
The Deagle onto that boosted player, like it was 6 seconds, Chad.
Yeah.
If they deny it, the round's over.
He's gone Superman mode right there, and they needed that. You're right, look at this slew of rounds. It is just 6 on the trot. And that's all after that force buy, right? So you can start to feel if you're in the VP camp, you're getting desperate. You're not making any plays. You're getting denied space on entries. Even when you are getting entries, you're losing the rounds. And then Sanji, the hero, comes through. 4 big kills. Stops the drought. Sends you back in the right direction here. So that all back in the hands of Jame, where it rightfully belongs. Sanji, even after his heroics, will only be gifted a Galil AKs for the rest. Support player puts some respect on his name here as back underway into round number 24 we go. Similar scenes, standard stuff over towards that forklift room. Nafany, the point man, and Yakinda boosted over the smoke again.
It's a constant standoff between these guys.
Rinse and repeat. Well-timed molly there. Yakinda's going to snake through the smoke.
Oh, he's taking a bit of a gamble here. Does he mantle up?
If he jumps up, you might get Nafany. He just reloaded. Look at the gap. He's pushing.
Oh, no way. They weren't expecting that. Neither was he with Hobbit, but now he's trapped. I mean, how do you get out of this one, Hobbit?
Stand and fight.
Stand and fight seems to be a recipe for success. He's got a teammate now for support. Confirm he's still there.
They're running away. They don't want anything to do with it. This would have been a chance to isolate a fight, but they're expecting more aggression. And Gambit, they're just leaving Hobbit to his own devices. They supported him the best they could. He's gotten away with it. He's kept room. He's kept space. And he's forced VP to completely reconsider this. So now we're sub 1 minute. Tucked on into a corner. Buster's like, please, no bullets, no nades come near me.
Look how calm he is. I'm just going to walk in. Looks like, yeah, no, definitely not B. Keep your lean. Stay A.
Oh,
the information's going to change, yeah. It's just such a tight line. He'll have to adjust now, but he does quickly. And, yep, that's the W predicted. Jame finally beheads him.
30 seconds. Do they want to get stuck into this? Kickit still has space over towards A.
Okay. It's going to come right down to the final few seconds, though. Hobbit wants info, understandably so.
He's going to catch him in the back here. Yeah. Jame has to beeline it to the side. Oh, Jame's still going B.
With the bomb on his back, but Inters hasn't moved a muscle. Jame, you're going to have to hit the craziest no-scope.
Oh!
Or a quick scope, that works. Still Shiro, though, and that's enough for a round. Kickit's so disconnected, the bomb loose. Gambit beating VP at their own game. That's another for the Gambit squad, and just after the heroics of Sanji as well.
VP are used to having teams bite on that hook when they do those late round fakes, right? And just start rotating, be completely unraveled. Gambit, they've played against them enough times not to be fooled by those standard tricks. And this double from Axial, it's facilitated by the low HP of Buster. Good for the second Jame. Great shot. But yeah, the safety net of Shiro just floating between both bomb sites with that AWP. Coming in big right there.
They are having a lot of fun talking this one through. The awareness of how their opponent plays is definitely playing a factor into this, Chad. We're seeing it, it's so visible, as you've already highlighted. On Vertigo, just the first map of this best of 5 grand final. Still feels odd to say. Grand final.
Oh, all right.
Best of the best.
I mean, Sanji trying to take some space there, but we really need to check these opening fights between Nafany and Yakinda. It feels like Nafany now is gaining a little bit of speed against Yakinda in these last few. Finding themselves in an odd spot yet again, VP. Just limping out across the map individually, hoping to find fights, and Gambit are more than happy to take them.
And they're back where they need to be at exactly the right time. Just as Jame advances, Shiro posted up. It's a quick jiggle. Pulls the AWP shot out at least. They pivot to short, and there is room for that. God, their util is light. It's that smoke. This is the only smoke they have. They better try and find some use out of it.
Immediately negated. Molly to slow them, smoke in front of it as well to tunnel them exactly where Gambit wanted. More nade damage.
How do they convert this? I mean, they just have to hope that for some reason they assume all three are there. Buster is planting.
Kick it as key, you're right.
Nafany pushing. Kick at key later, but it's about survival for Buster here, and oh, he couldn't achieve it. Look at Nafany just leading from the front lines. Kicker's late arrival, not to be. Axile just too switched on. And Gambit proving that this CT side justifies their map pick. They are making VP look foolish. Yeah. Fully aware as to where their T side tricks are trying to lean. Again, Nafany onto Yakinda. Yeah, Chad, you're right. The head-to-head's going to be an interesting one.
In terms of frags, Nafany only has 11, but that's not even what this is about. He is silencing Yakinda, who is an absolute force for them.
On the T side, that's where he does his dirty work.
And he's being denied any space to work with, which is putting more load on the remainder of the VP players. They're taking another timeout. This is their last one expended here for map number 1. And we have to talk through these 2 T rounds that they've managed. One was pistol round where they ran into A and got a free bomb site. Remember that, right? That's the easiest round you get any day of the week. The next one they had to work for, and it was Sanji with 4 heroic frags. So those 2 rounds is where the only 2 have come from for VP in this second half. They need to get something changing here, and if it is Yakinda, maybe don't send him over towards A, because Nafany right now is dealing with him.
So what happens when you do show early B? We didn't see it the first half, we haven't seen it much in the second. What happens when you do show early presence B? That B defender has to call for help. I mean, surely that's...
It's either going to weaken mid or it's going to weaken A. One of the two, right? That's what Gambit were doing. They were keeping both sides of the map busy. They were keeping A ramp and the B side
Axile would
very
sell
busy.
that from T-spawn.
Exactly. And look at this. VP just took a timeout. Gambit have gone, yeah, we'll take one on the back of that too. We're not done talking just yet. So an extra 30 seconds put on. Whatever VP thought they were ready to jump into this round with, now they have to reconsider it. They get 30 seconds to go, are we still running with that plan? What are they thinking? Lots of mind games here.
It's like that, you know, they give you a door and they say, would you like to change your door choice? And it's always, there's some sort of, it's a probability puzzle that basically says when you're offered the chance, the probability does increase. It's some sort of really kooky thing that my brain can't really comprehend, and so why am I trying to explain it to thousands of people? Not sure. Either way, fortunately, we're back into this one.
Yeah, this is the round where VP needs to get it going, right? They're up against it. Gambit just 2 rounds away from sealing the deal here on map number 1. Nafany's even operating right now with a FAMAS instead of a rifle, which could have been dropped from him from Shiro, right? So they're ready to weather the storm that is a VP comeback.
Yeah. Well, it can happen at any time. And once again, speaking of any time, Nafany, the aforementioned FAMAS wielder, throwing a cracking nade into Kiket's top pocket. They're working on 61 from now on.
Yeah, Kiket's operating with a little bit more forward space here, so probably put the reins on Yakinda for this one, said, hey, listen, let me have a crack. Yakinda following through as that second force, but here's Nafany again.
Yeah, his mid-timed aggression is just the right amount, just the desired spice. Kiket's begging Nafany to go for an inquisitive look, but he's getting nothing out of this.
Standoff here. This is wild. No movement from either. Nafany now going to drop that molly. We'll get a Q. Kiket almost has to fight forward here if the flames spread to his toes.
Oh, the fact there's no Q. False sense of security. Nafany does go down. Patience is rewarded. First frag for VP. Crucial round of play. Angle doesn't catch the glimpse of Inters.
He's going to have to be careful on this jiggle. James can punish. Oh, they soaked up so much space.
Yes.
Look at this.
They have no idea, and now B's open. Open for business. Inters spotted. James didn't quite get the punish you were talking about, but now Inters has got to find a very important frag, and it's just not to be. There it is. Shuts him down. Shiro and Hobbit just wondering how on earth you're supposed to get back into that B site now. They've cracked through mid. Mid to B then. We haven't seen that flavor.
Yeah, so that pressure towards A, once Nafany goes down, the rotations come in. The timing was absolutely perfect. Now, to Gambit, want to try and save these because there's not too many avenues. 2 players over towards A right now from VP, and they have to go through middle. So it feels like Gambit are locked on in here. Kicket hasn't moved for the entire round, an absolute bloody statue, and James has mid.
Ooh, they're going to lose it all. Oh, bouncing his head off the doorway, and it still doesn't stop. They lose it all. James takes a nice free AWP upgrade, and VP pick up the most crucial round if they wanted to forge a comeback here.
There goes that bank for Gambit, right? We were talking about how, yeah, Shiro could have dropped a gun across. Nafany could have operated with something a bit better than a FAMAS, sure. But Shiro right now with 5.3 could go for an hero AWP. Now, lots of decisions to be made within the Gambit camp as we have the highlights up on screen because the loss bonus is bottom of the barrel. They're going to be rocking 1900 into the next round. They didn't go for the Shiro Hero Warp. They're just going for some upgraded pistols. Might be able to get the buy round out in the following. Early utility limped out towards A. VP won't know exactly what they're up against, but maybe now they will. Yakinda found some success over towards A, and he has more to find.
Oh, multiple targets. He does go down. They want to scavenge that AK, unload into the smoke. It's all a possibility. Now Kickit's gone.
Now.
It is getting scary. They try and pull the plug, pull the parachute, charging towards B, and I think they'll win that race, Chad. Little too thorough, had to clear their corners. Don't know if it's smoke and mirrors, if it's VP up to their usual games, but already into the site and you're so disconnected.
These AKs are really important though. If we're looking at the long term of this game and not just in round 27, both of these AKs being saved are going to facilitate Gambit with a better buy. So they're going to want to hold on to these. Fight tooth and nail, get all the lovely boosts you can get going. Just hold these AK-47s because the money right now, if you look at Nafany, 1800 in the bank balance, 2150 for Axel. Sure, they're going to get the round loss bonus. And as we mentioned just earlier, 1900. But the CT side of buys, they need all the goodies. They need their mollies. They need the defuse kits, the smokes. It all needs to come into play. And they'll have that bit extra with these saved AKs. So they do lose the round. They will concede number 13 to VP. But the scenario, painting the bigger picture, they're in a good spot. This one here obviously going to go right down to the wire. Wouldn't have had it any other way. It's a tight race, Alex. Check this out. Axel on 22, Shiro on 22, Hobbit on 20. On the other side, it's 23 for Yakinda, 22 for Jame. Like, we've got some hard hitters in the server here this evening, and everybody is playing as they should. Oh, VP are out of timeouts. So for them, they just have to run this through. They can't even have any extra once we get to overtime if we get there. Both teams with full buys. Those AKs are sitting pretty right now. You can see everybody with all the nades. And this is the chance. If VP take this one and they blow them out the water, don't let Gambit save. They can net this one up 16-14.
Charging, very suppressing flashes, and Yakinda's opened up the account again. Quick frag onto Hobbit. Converts off a James flashbang, and they want to go again. Again with the pop flash. Nafany, Molotoved and flashed out, and they line up for Buster. VP looking like a team possessed into our 28th. No way back in for Gambit.
They're going to want to save these rifles, right? We were just prefacing what they need to have going into the next round of play. And, well, if you're VP, you may as well start having a little bit of a look. See what you can find. See if you can catch them as they rotate away. Yakinda and James starting to have a little bit of a look here. Taking away T-spawn. Combing over towards the B bomb site. Vinter's sucked on into that cubby position. Awkward angle to clear. But it is Yakinda.
Yeah, let's see how good his pre-aim is. Oh, didn't do a full thorough clear and does lose out to the Interzang.
That might be enough just to hold Jame at bay, that Molotov. He will now have to mantle around, and Axel's living as well. I say that. Kicker gets him. Can they take Inters out?
They really wanted that. Maybe even leaving the AWP in pursuit of it. They know how crippling it would be. Yeah, you can see that. There was so much pace to that. He couldn't even piece together. The flashes were so quick. He was caught in the open, no time to hide. And then a second wave of flashes for short. Just like the conversion.
This is the worst time to have your CT economy broken. You're in such a horrible position right now if you're Gambit. Next round, yeah, the loss bonus will be coming through at 2,900 and you will have a buy, but it almost feels like you're conceding the 15th round. Deagles, the saved rifle, light utility. Somebody needs to step up in a big way. Set the tempo, set the tone for this round. More of the same here. Volley of nades back and forth, the smoke down, the T spamming on through. Nafany looking for something. You won't find anything just here as VP. There's no rush for them. They know that there was one saved rifle. They know the state of the economy of the CTs. Look how important those sound cues are. So Gambit, just with a couple of steps below them, happy to hedge on back towards this A bomb site. They have to catch them in limbo. You know, if you're sitting back, all those nades we just saw are going to be potent. They're getting ready to pounce on this.
Yakinda, he won't eat the flash.
He's going to call that too.
Here's it. Knows they wanted info.
There's only one smoke left now for Gambit, so they have no more room for maneuvers like that. No more flash peeks, no more flash pops to catch them pants down. VP, with all the nades they have left, they can really just walk into A and go for a standard set piece. Sandbag's definitely called clear now.
Oh, Yakinda, sharp.
Oh, the timing.
It's good. Sanji and James better though, and just Axile as the dust settles and the bomb is planted. Disconnected from the squad, and an armored deagle certainly doesn't seem like the weapon for the job.
They're buying next round anyway. Give it a crack. Have a shot at this. See what you can make of it.
The smoke is potent. Oh, and James been caught off. More damage, that's something. Smoke and a 10-second defuse, or at least pulls him closer to the site. Looking for his off angle, and he'll find another, not far off. Completely forcing the rebuy out of VP. They will take 15. Gets costly, and he even takes an AK for his troubles.
Yeah, he's done good economical damage. It's just the stage of the game that we find ourselves in. It doesn't matter so much. Sure, Yakinda a little bit low on cash, but they can drop guns across. Easy as you like here. Dangerous for a moment. Once Nafny gets that kill, if he doesn't get traded immediately, he's going to be a thorn in the side. But VP, they mop it up nicely, and they set themselves up here for map number 1, 15-14. It's looking very, very bleak there for a while for VP, that round.
It was 8-3. I mean, they've strung together now 4 in a row, 8-2. In this second half, Axile looked sharp. Let's see if he can do more on the defense.
Oh, we saw something there.
He did, yeah, and it's not far off. He actually considered trying to follow kick it down there, but he's got so much responsibility on this B side of the map. I could say the same for Yakinda's aggressive maneuvers. He's walking towards Nafany's domain. They have, in the past, wall-banged you out of this.
He might swing off this, Nafany. Needs to be very careful now that the AWP is trained there as well. Anytime he makes a movement, will be spotted and spammed. More utility being dumped out now from Gambit here. Minute 10 left on the clock. Both teams just posturing for position. Who's going to make that first mistake?
Another one. That's the CT util set. There's only one man with all of his nades, and he's tucked into this corner here. They could lose it all. Hobbit throws his final grenade.
Feels like Yakinda still has an idea that somebody could be close. And Nafany, stoic as you like, has not peeked, has not moved a muscle.
It's going to come down to how VP check this. Starting to ignore it now. Starting to assume it's there, but Yakinda's checked it enough. Nafany, all that patience for naught. Hobbit has to be the one to step up now. And kick it. What? Actually lands that. I thought Hobbit had him every day of the week. Overcomes the inaccuracy. Bomb's already being planted. VP, have you really turned it on its head to this extent? Gambit's pick. Bomb ticking in their favor to finish it here in regulation. James taking some shots. Sanji peeks out from his hidey hole, and just one more frag. It's Axile. Too many bodies, too little time. VP, stabilize. That's going to convince many. The start of this best of 5. Vertigo, Gambit's pick. And it goes to the Polar Bear.
Upper
you look at his stats just from the play-ins and the main group stage, he's got over 60% with his AWP kills. I think over 200 plus kills, there's like 170 of them are just with the AWP. But that's not all about Shiro, right? He's not just hitting the shots with the big green. He's actually having a lot of impact in these clutch situations.
I think he has a good knack of knowing when he needs to be aggressive and when to go for aggressive plays, but also understanding when his team is in a good position already.
There's no rush. There's only one round left. If they lose this, we're done and dusted.
Shiro has found the first. He hears Kalinka's steps onto the site. There should be at least a trade. Shiro does find it a 2v2. Shiro!
He's a player who you're going to see with the AWP in his hand more often than not.
There's a lot of people out there who probably regard him as the next Simple, right? The next big star from the CIS region.
And kicking it off with a man advantage makes that another. For Djokovic, Shiro just going ham. 2 kills in response. Looking for more. Seems to be aware of his opponent and gets it through the corner. He needs to close this alone and he finds this good.
He's making that impact in 16-14 close games, getting his boys across the line and doing it like it's easy. And that's a difficult thing to be doing against the top teams in the world. I think the online environment obviously takes away a chunk of the pressure, but for a lot of these guys, and Gambit and Shiro is no exception, this is still the biggest event that they've ever taken part of, LAN or online aside.
And that's going to put a lot of pressure on these A defenders to make it happen. Shiro, oh my word, 4 kills.
Shiro has what it takes to one day play at as high of a level as Simple does.
No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together and staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You play.
And just when you thought the clock was going to be what catches up with Virtus.pro, it is not. They actually closed this one out 16-14. The first map of this best of 5 grand finals going their way. Virtus.pro starting off the day in the right way. We got Yanko and we do have Get Right, and we're ready to talk to you about the first map of Vertigo. Guys, got a little close, not going to lie.
Yeah, we set the tone well, it seems like, saying that they'll always match up very, very close games. We opened up with a 16-14, and it seems like the momentum changed like 4 times in this map, right? You thought Gambit had it, then you thought, VP is running away with this one. Oh, now Gambit's winning again. They won the force buy and they're winning 14-11. Nope, VP is going to come back, win 5 rounds in a row and close it out 16-14. So a lot of action all over the place. Obviously, Vertigo, we saw a lot of emphasis on that A ramp, and it did feel like, you know, if your Kinder kills Nafani, VP wins the round. Yeah. If Nafani kills your Kinder, Gambit can win the round, which unfortunately, you know, kind of minimizes what we can do here. But yeah, we saw a lot of action around that A ramp.
Chris, talk to me about, you know, just the stress on the clock during this game and how many times it came down to it.
I mean, well, way too many times. I can't just point out exactly how many times it were, but like when you look under the big picture of the game, like Kinder had like 13-7 in like opening duels. Like surely he ended up like close to almost like +1 KD if you look at it like that. But like so many times when he's pushing up the A ramp, he's like trying his best to take like the A control. It's just like insane when you compare like what Gambit was doing. You know, they were a little bit, you know, take it a little bit slower. Like it's also one thing to like mentioning out like Axial. He was doing a really good job on the B side as well as on the offensive side. But when you compare it to Yakinder, what he was doing on the opposite of the bomb side of the map, it's just like a huge change. Like, you know, like comparing both the players, actually like a little bit more slow and steady, not taking too many risks. Yakinder was like directly on their faces like all the time.
Yeah, and he had a 9-4 success rate against Nafani in those opening duels. So basically double the success rate. And I think some of the more important rounds, definitely the Sanji clutch, that was a huge round for VP because they weren't even on a full buy, saved up, 1 AK and all that jazz. And also Sanji again and Kickert in the first half, that round number 7 when they dropped the smoke down, that completely destroyed the timing of the execute for Gambit. And that was where VP bought all out, right? If they lose that round, they have to eco, then Gambit has even more control. So those are like some crucial rounds where Sanji, who usually flies under the radar, he drops the guns, all this stuff, like he had tremendous impact in this game as well.
And another element that we kind of outlined in the pre-match would have been that Shiro and Jame and what they offer individually. Who do we think stepped up here the most?
I mean, Jame is always stepping up to the plate. Like if you look on the stats, just look into that thing. But if you look into the game, it's just like Jame is more like a safer opper. Like he takes not too many risks because there's so many players in his team that takes a lot of risk for helping him to get, the ground that's necessary for him to take the picks. But Shiro, on the other hand, like he had to work a little bit. He got off guard in a bit. Like in the first half, he was kind of like semi-missing in a way, at least how I felt when I was looking on the game, because like he got killed through this one time when Yukino was pushing the smoke. He was just standing there. Like I think one time also the time ran out, so he had no money for the next round. But like when you look like how Shiro was like playing out the game like towards the end, he did what he was supposed to do. Like he did like a lot of entry kills. He also like made like helping his teammates out in a necessary way in the bigger picture, actually helped to secure a lot of rounds. Which is good, and that's like comparing those two. It's like Game, he did what he was doing, Jame time basically most of the times, like taking it slow, taking it easy, getting those kills and helping the team in his way. Where Shiro is like more aggressive and like taking the duels, trying his best, and had like unfortunate first half.
So VP pick up. They pick up the first map.
Gambit pick it up.
Yeah, basically, yeah. At that point, 16-14 does kind of smell like that. We're gonna go ahead and get you out of here. Get right. We're gonna bring in Kassad, and we're gonna start to talk about Dust 2, the second map of the series, and one where VP could take the 2-0 pretty quick on, but Gambit surely have more to say about it. We'll be right back.
Enters miraculous run through the minors, the new challengers and legends stages, where they were able to beat Liquid and Na'Vi to make it to the finals. The stage was set right here, and waiting for them in the final was the legendary Astralis. Winners of the Face It Major in London, they gave the Finns zero chance.
Possibly be as good as 2018, but there's no sign of them slowing down, not for Dupree either. He'll get 2. They walk in the smoke, Glaive, he'll only punish 1, but it's just aerial to find, and it's done!
They went on to win their second major in a row, being their 3rd major ever. And a few months down the line, they were able to win another major in Berlin, making it their 4th.
Hey guys, Velde from OG here. I heard that Rasmus is a big fan of mine, so shortly we're gonna hop on a call with him to surprise him. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
I'm a huge fan of Valde, to be honest. He used to be a North player, and when he was at North, he was hands down my favorite player. I was kind of getting into esport at the time more and more, and Valde had every standout quality I just love to see from a player. Valde is professional, he's diligent, he's just an all-round professional, and he had that star power that North desperately needed, and he was our superstar by far, and he just continues to perform today.
Yo, brother, can you hear me?
Wait, do I recognize that?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Oh my god! No, now I can see, I just moved the camera! Hey, Valde! I'm doing good!
I've been listening in the last few minutes, like, I can see you, but you couldn't see me, obviously. So it's like, I could hear what you were saying. Yeah, we just set up a little surprise for you, so...
So you might recognize this, which also I believe has your signature on it. Right there. It's one of my dearest possessions, actually.
And that's like the reason why someone like you stands out as like a special fan, because obviously as a player you recognize if it's like the same bunch of guys who you always see at LANs and always see at the signing sessions and stuff. So yeah, it really means a lot to have dedicated fans like you. So
if I can say one last thing, thank you so much. It means so much to us fans to just see you guys like perform. Like you dedicate yourself to a game that we love and have a better time and drive ourselves to a better place.
Intel Extreme Masters Katowice is brought to you in part by Intel, Acer Predator, GG.BET, PaySafeCard, and DHL.
So we still got a little ways to go here on our best of 5. Having had map 1 finish in the favor of Virtus.pro, we now bring in Kasad, who stands next to his friend Yanko, who happens to be my friend as well, and I'm Trace. So guys, let's start talking about this. Dust 2. Do we think that VP can showcase the same sort of resilience going into the second map?
First of all, calling Yanko a friend of mine is a bit of a stretch there.
Ah, fair enough.
It's more like co-worker.
Not this again. Can we talk about the game, please?
Like but yeah, anyway, Dust 2. The thing is, like, few points come to my mind. It's like, how can I say this? It's a bit of inside information. We played Gambit quite a few times in the past.
Go to jail for that, but okay.
A bit of it. And then the map that was like least impressive on was Dust 2. You know, and coming out like losing their pick right now and going into Dust 2. It can be a little bit overwhelming right now, especially because VP used to play a lot of finals in the past. I mean, they've won quite a few tournaments and they know how to play the finals.
Yanko, is there anything?
I'm calling it right now, Trace. 2-0 VP, then a reverse sweep for Gambit.
Right now.
Right now.
Right here.
Right here.
Yanko's
right now.
signing his name to it. Shout out Fatboy Slim one time. We're going to be jumping into the game. It's Dust 2, the second map of this best of 5. And we're going to be giving it to Chad and Alex. Take it away.
Yes, indeed. Right here, right now, Gambit on the CT. VP starting on the attack. And we do get our second map, Dust 2. Yanko's called it. Chad, I see your eyebrows raised.
Yeah, it's a very brave call.
It's
Don't get
brazen.
too many reverse sweeps in best of 5s. But let's see. He's back to the desk and he's been doing a phenomenal job with his bloody predictions. So we'll see if he can keep it up here. 5 sets of armor and a blocked Xbox smoke. Nafany, you cheeky little badger. He's going to get away from this one.
That's a satisfying start without the bullets even needing to be fired. Their Xbox smoke is completely nullified. Rushley is on all of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, of course, going all the way.
Don't forget 0.
Well, where's the 10 key? That's the question, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, this is a lot of utility left over from VP here to go for an execute late, but they need to staunch around and get this space, and who better to do so than Yakinda, who's been clinical towards these mid doors in previous matches and even caught a shadow.
He did, yeah. So he's all too aware, very gracefully Mantles up Xbox to try and punish, and there it is.
His headshot percentage is just absolutely insane.
First frag found. Hobbit just shows a tiny centimeter of his dome. Yakinda knocks it off. Sanji, however, has been caught by the reaggress mid. They tuck in now. Job done. Inters, you are in a lot of pain. If you can't find something early, like he's trying to keep them at arm's length there, the reason he's trying to show presence towards middle, he's hoping that's enough to ward them off B, but here comes trouble. Here comes an execute.
He needs to get stuck in here.
Yep.
Lurk smoke's a problem. Door smoke makes it even worse. They don't have any utility or a kit for this. They went 5 sets of Kevlar, so he has to win a fight.
Yeah, and they know his window now. His options get severely limited. And as Kickit gets that bomb down, do they choose to contest? Not yet. They wait for the numbers. They've got Nafni working on a long rotation towards tunnels.
They're all tucked in towards side as well, Alex. I don't know how you get back in here against these Glocks.
All these duels favor the Glock now. Here they come. And already a flurry of frags in favor of VP. One from Tons, one from the doors.
Bomb's halfway tick. They got to get a move on.
Very passive, just jiggling for the info. Shiro on one, and it's only the one. Locked down. VP take the pistol, and that's after an early move from Nafani, early frag from Yakinda.
Yeah, good stuff there from VP. Let's see if they can pick up where they left off on map number 1. Yanko was talking about the shift of momentum throughout that series. Well, VP are the ones definitely running into map number 2 with it.
Just 3 of them gathered by those bricks. They have this affinity for not giving you anything that's unintentional. You know, when they were holding that after plant, even though you're coming from tunnels, even though there's 3 on the site, he sees nothing. Sees nothing. Individual jiggles for info, and more than info coming for Shiro. What is that? Quick flick. Think it might just be blind tag, unconfirmed damage. James does cop a bit of a scout shot, and there's more. Yep, Shiro's tagging another one. This feels painful. This feels risky. They have to pull the plug. Get out of there.
But look how much damage they've sustained already. Yakinda and James both very low. Anything on the board right now from Gambit will take them down with a bullet.
Yeah, they did it on Vertigo. Saw how potent their second rounds can be.
Both teams completely spent on utility here as well. It's just that one smoke on Yakinda.
Oh, they're not even looking, not expecting the re-aggress, and with one bullet, Inters forces Yakinda down. How do you overcome this now?
Yeah, well, those footsteps were baiting James into a peak, but Shiro just moves off that line, so now James has some space. Hobbit's taken even more.
Oh, and they're not looking for this either. First up short now from long, and yeah, a sitting duck is Sanji. 3 is the magic number. He hits 2. And Shiro, ooh, not only the bomb, but a frag.
This is all on Buster here. Sanji's too low to do anything. Buster has to pull them out of this hole, and with the bomb tucked in with 35 seconds left, they're really running out of options.
Gambit going to give him nothing. Nafani is awaiting. It's surely just going to be a slight overextension, and there it is.
Sanji should just try and save this if he can. There's no point going in on a 1-on-4, giving away another AK, but they're going to want to try and pick up these guns. So if Sanji goes down after time, that is the nightmare scenario here. 13 HP, stuck in a forward position. He's hearing some footsteps. There's jumping over on the elevator boxes. Are they going to push on in, or are they just going to let him hold on to this?
Might be a bit of a walk.
Shiro's having a look. But Sanji, if he doesn't rear his head, he'll get away with this. Shiro might start running now and doesn't get that Galil. So we'll be holding on to the scout, probably happy with that. Sanji with that AK. If he drops that for any of his teammates, he's only going to be operating with head armor and a Glock, so he'll need to get a gun from somebody too. But with the heroics we've been seeing from Sanji lately, wouldn't be too bad to keep in his hands. There's the shot from Shiro. That one sealed the deal. And this on to Buster, the high HP player. As soon as he's gone, that's another second round loss for VP. Sanji is keeping the AK. Everybody has Force Ball in around him. Deagles, Tech 9, Scout for James. And over towards B they go. So big part of VP's game plan is these B executes, these mid to Bs, punishing that side of the map early.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the contrast when it was Astralis VP D2. Or even Spirit, excuse me. Just the way that they could walk into B. Astralis just gets smoked out. The contrast was visible now. 2 CIS squads and great flash up the doors. They don't choose to push on it. Hobbit was set up for something there.
Very hard for Sanji to get through Hobbit. That MAC-10 is perfect, and if Sanji goes down, how are they going to pick this one up? Oh, well, that question's been answered. Smoke gets dropped. They won't be looking towards mid doors anymore, and they know that's come from a close trajectory, so just seeing if they can get any damage done through the door. It's a very deep hole that Hobbit finds himself in there, and he's going to make his way back into CT spawn, so now he can play swing towards A. Buster with the lurk smoke. That's going to keep the B players busy. That nade, make his life a little bit more of a disaster. And he has the bomb right now. So all this posturing around middle and short that we're seeing VP do, it might all be setting themselves up just to hold the CTs honest, right? You don't want them to have one player mid, two players B, keep them in that 2-3 split. They haven't been able to do so right now, so Sanji will need to find a kill before they can explode on this mid to B. They have the nades to do it. 2 smokes for CT. Flash as well.
All right, it's an explode B. There will be nothing for 2 of the A defenders to do. Hobbit's the one on CT and completely dry. Body shots. Sanji hunting for the trade. He can't even get that. Hobbit's making it so damn difficult for VP. They just can't even get into the site. They'll take whatever they can.
Need to go down after time, before time. If they go down after time, this is a nightmare. Kicker's trying to throw his body at the line. James just 2 seconds left on the clock. That could have got so much worse for VP. Gambit may have even wanted just to give them enough room there to almost hang themselves. So 2-1 now.
Yeah, I mean, how does Hobbit... I understand the first, but to deal with Sanji, who's got his crosshair placed on him, the movement, as he comes back out for this repeat, just jiggling, using that extra ability to have accuracy while moving. Axel, very nice.
Shot.
All right, Gambit 2, VP 1, full Glock eco, not a penny spent.
No, this is going to be a slow one, ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
oh, maybe not.
Nafany has something to say. Ah, that is an in-game leader's favorite type of kills. You get to make the call and... Wait, hold up, Axel. You got to clear behind you, mate.
Oh, wow. Sanji tucked in on blue box. That's caught him.
Bit of an oversight there. Sanji's taking space.
Takes this duel successfully. They can do damage. James even caught Nafany's aggression.
Okay.
Not a full Glock eco. Sanji with his off angle. Taking that duel all the way down long. Just like that, Gambit have to pick this one and put it back together again. A bit of a Humpty Dumpty round. Inters is leaving B.
It's 16 HP with Kicker and Sanji combined. James is the only one with health, and it looks like all he's trying to do is get that bomb down. But now that he goes through lower dark, I'm getting more confused. So they're regrouping mid. There's plenty of time for this type of a play, but James is showing himself forward with that bomb. If he gets spotted, it will show up on the radar. Made his way up short. Inters, he spotted one. Oh, the double.
Doesn't get easier than that. Quick spray. Oh, but he wasn't looking. The chance presents itself. That could have been a frag, could have been a plant.
Could have been a lot more than that. Yeah, jeez. Okay. The Glock eco we saw yesterday, that was Liquid against
that's
VP.
right.
VP obviously watched that demo back, trying to do their best cosplay. Yeah, Axel, I'm not quite sure. We didn't see how that happened at long, but the fact he didn't clear his corners there, that almost unraveled, especially with that second kill towards top of sight. So keeping it very, very honest here, VP, on a Glock eco. Now the guns will come out. Orpers, both sides. James and Shiro got their weapons of choice. And it looks like a long explode. Kick it's out.
Yeah, and Shiro flashed off, fires off his shot, but space is taken.
Well, let's force them straight back into the site. And the only other option for the CTs is to take short control. If you can't have long, you need short. And they're on their way to clear that off now. And guess who's waiting for any aggression? Of course, it's James tucked in towards the green box, top mid.
Interesting.
Boatload of smokes here. Now, if you are VP, you kind of want to double pump this. Limp out a few smokes to just bait them into nades and force them to start throwing their utility, like this. Lots of time on the clock. There's no rush. Now, Gambit are staying stoic. They're actually using their flashes to make sure that they don't have to throw out their utility. And now they're being pressured.
You can see the hesitance from Shiro to drop his incendiary now seems to be the cue.
They're corralling them here. They want them on this A ramp to dump all these nades.
They've only got one for the cross now, though, Chad.
Might have to get a move on. Time's an issue.
Advancing a slow creep towards the site. Yakinda's managed to get himself across. The flashes are good. Hobbit uses the smoke to survive, and Shiro from short. It's Sanji with a crucial trade. Keeps VP's chances posting a second here.
He wants to get that bomb down, but needs to clear off towards short.
Oh, my lord! He nearly won it. Nearly peeked into the AWP. He'd have to do a whole lot more than that. They'll boost to stop and deny this plan. I think he's got it. Yep, they faffed around a little too long and kick it. Now set up for a spray. He gets 2 towards the elevator with this kind of health, though. The odds stacked up against Sanji. Looking for a punish and a precise one.
Low.
So low from the earlier exchange against none other than God Sanji. 2 clutches? Oh! Too much to ask. Shiro denies it. He thought the walk-up didn't quite have the pacing in his head. Valiant attempt from Sanji. Gambit steal away a 4th.
Yeah, that comes down to the tightest of margins right there. Good round from VP, all things considered. They were corralled to one area on the map. They made it work. Gambit didn't throw out too much utility. And look at that, sharp as you like. I know they're both low, but one bullet straight to the dome. Body hits the deck. Defuse comes through. Now, in the VP count, there's probably a lot to discuss. That cash money is hovering around that 4K mark, 3.8, 3.7. That's not enough to go for a full buy, but it is enough to get kick at an AK and some pistols around it.
Got the spawn. Knife out.
Pressure on the economy here.
Hobbit to contest. He's actually eating the flash. Smoked off and
he's
okay, rinse and repeat.
He's thinking about going through here. If they can apply pressure while Gambit is stuck just rotating around, then that's going to be great. But Shiro's taking space back towards mid. Dangerous throwing that smoke these days.
Exile knows what's coming. He can hear the footsteps stampeding towards his location. They're all down there. What a flick from Shiro. He had a moment's notice to adjust. Awkward as hell. Bombs loose. James hanging out in the tunnels. Inters wants to find and clear that out, but the element of surprise strikes, and now an M4.
They got the bomb back as well. So they can plant A safely. Gambit, they're stuck in no man's
They have to
land.
fight James. They just have to simply beat James, and they have, but at what cost? A 2-on-2 now with these Deagles. VP have been so close to converting a couple of these. That's a gamble, but he gets across. Enables not only that, but a smoke and an AK. Quite the upgrade, Yakinda. Speaking of upgrades, VP's most recent has found the final Deagle shot to deter Shiro. Yeah. That is enough. Returning to long, Chad.
Yeah, that was just that partial investment, right? So interesting stuff right there. And yeah, I'm with you. They returned to long after getting denied. I think they realized they can get space. So right now it looks like Gambit, they're a little bit scared if the flashes come over that corner smoke. They don't want to contest that. They think they have setups to deal with it. Well, they did, but that flurry of kills or that flurry of movement as they came up short very fast, the smoke, the flash over the wall, it was just that space. And you saw VP didn't continue to run into the blender of A. They kind of hit pause again. James gets 2 kills. He's instrumental in this round.
Yeah.
I'd love to have known how Shiro gets that kill onto Kickit as well, because Kickit looked like he was there ready to absolutely rinse them from behind. Wasn't necessary in the end. And 4-2 in money for Gambit, well, it's in the bin, right? This is what I was talking about when I was saying they want to keep pressure on the economy. That's why they went for that AK upgrade with the Force Buy, because they've kept Gambit down to just so few members in these rounds. And the CT side, they have to invest a little bit more to get the purchases through. So Shiro with the AWP, it gives you at least some confidence, but they have to use him aggressively. In these type of situations, the CTs, maybe they'll go for a stack with the pistol somewhere else, let the AWP roam around, maybe have one buddy with him to pick that up. But the one key issue here it is, flashing short.
Yeah, and then...
He can start spamming. Oh, okay. Felt like he was ready for that with plenty of time.
Whew. Does make it look easy. And that was, I mean, a crucial frag. Kicker was about to unload his full clip into the 3 of you back turned.
They just invested like very late out of spawn there, Gambit. That buy was happening as freeze time ended. So they've gone all in on this one. They don't want to tussle right here for this.
Ooh, and already Sanji gets out. The problem solving of the CT side. An aggressive maneuver early, and it's a gamble. The fact that Inters has not had any resistance.
Oh, they're ready to pincer on mid. 2 from tunnels, 2 from short, 1 close mid doors.
Yeah, it feels like this is 5 players hunting down Yakinda. And I don't know if he's going to be able to find anything, especially with the element of surprise here. He does tuck in. No info. They know where he is now, and he backs straight up into Inters. With their powers combined, they find the first. Don't forget, this is a full investment. This is Gambit saying no, you do not have control.
Gambit have good nades to slow this again, right? They picked up that weapon. There's lots of nades on the floor as well. Okay.
Straight through the smoke. Kicker was tapping, looking for info. He gets more than info, knocks their head off. They don't boost either. Opting for a further back, a different angle of attack. And it's not far off from Shiro. They're into the site now, though, and the bomb will be planted. Sanji hiding behind the car. It's Buster, the first up. That's the trade. Sanji consistent.
This flank's coming very late through long.
Inters is going to have a chance to take down James. He's so distracted by Shiro's shots.
Turned.
Yeah, and already Axile's got one. James not ready for this. It's going to come down to one man. Just kick it. Just like that. Shiro's got the kit. He's close. And they've done it. Gambit retake control. They'll even grab an extra AWP for their troubles.
Oh dear, the fact that they're not willing to give up on this. What a round right there. Walking away, 3 kills to his name. And you could see you were right. It did feel like that whole focus was just, let's stop your Kinder, let's stop this mid control. He's heard the pin get pulled. That's why Nafany started spamming. He has to go back into inters. That looks picture perfect. And even with this, Kicker gets so lucky with that type of a kill right there. They still pull this one off. So investing behind that guardian angel of Shiro with the AWP, he's not even the one to find all the impact. He wasn't even the scary factor in that round.
Yeah, we had a great breakdown on the desk actually from Gambit's Inferno game in the semis, where you just saw the power of those late flanks. You know, we've seen it from Kicker on VP, we've seen it from Nafany, most notably in Yanko's example, where when Counter-Strike is played at this level, I think his statement is when Counter-Strike is being played at this level, it's those timings, pulling out your knife with conviction and being behind them on short when they're, there is a couple of seconds determining whether that bomb goes down or not. Awesome stuff. Gambit 5. Hunting a 6. Where in the hell did Yakinda's health go? I think it was the flames.
Yeah, Hobbit's kind of stuck right now. Shiro's trying to bail him out with a couple of nades. That smoke is not great, but he's tucked into it. Hobbit. He's hearing all of this. Yakinda knows he can't hang around. Looks like a classic A split here from VP, but unless they get short control, these long players are going to have all the eyes on them. As this smoke fades, Hobbit might even be thrusted forward.
Yeah, there's a world where Sanji can get him on the box peak. Holding from short, conceding long. A run boosted AWP, and the hunt for Axel, he's just passively actually got the pin pulled on a smoke. He'll be reacting and dropping that. Still no access to short. Yakinda wants to change that. Oh, and he wins it out against the AWP, no less. His moves so graceful and his shots so pinpoint perfect. Sanji's caught the mid player. VP have caught themselves a third.
Inters will do good to get away here.
Doesn't seem too likely now.
Look at him just...
Look at the map.
Just toying with Sanji. Yeah, they're collapsing in all around him. Where are you going to go, mate? Please? I just want to leave.
Trying to escape the wrath of Buster. There it is. Okay, so just the one casualty, but that's after the round. Bomb does go down on A again. So for a team that we said have a bit of a tendency to lean B, we haven't seen an awful lot of that.
Yeah, then they're obviously focusing more through long. Whoa. We can know these cat executes they have as well, where they procedurally take different chunks of that A bomb site and split it out and fight as a unit. They have very good flashes for that, but they are changing up their tact a little bit, and that's putting a lot more pressure on their long or their A hold because they're not able to establish long control. But Gambit still don't want to give up, right? Because of this loss bonus situation, the back and forth nature, they've been left with a low loss bonus and they've had to force buy in. Can they pull it off again? This time, no AWP for Shiro.
Oh,
Hobbit. A chance.
Yeah, completely caught in transition. He couldn't decide what he wanted to do with that. Committed to the smoke. Will they respect it?
Four-man stacked B as well, so this is perfect for VP. They can get straight on in, plant that bomb. And if you're Gambit, you just want to hold on to these upgraded pistols, right? Let's just take a look at the loss bonus. Next round's 1900, so it will be hold on to everything you have. VP also know they're up against this lower version of the buy, so you don't want to give over any AK-47s. Let them have those pistols, let them have the scout. They'll have another crack at it. They maybe gamble stack towards B again. But maybe that is why they were gambling towards B, Alex, is what we've seen so far in the tournament has been the affinity to go for the mid to Bs, the B splits, put a lot of pressure through tunnels with the new skylight smokes that we've seen with the reverse doors. Clawing this one back. Gambit have had really good starts to halves, it feels like, and then VP, once they get control, able to run away with these gun rounds. 5-4, bomb about to explode. Hobbit's going to be operating with very little here, maybe a P250. Everybody will be staying alive on VP.
For those that, by the way, haven't been keeping their finger on the pulse of all of the nuggets of knowledge coming into this final, one that I do think is interesting to keep our fingers on the pulse of is Shiro versus Simple in clutch records. The record is held currently, all-time record from Simple. He got 19 1vx situations in 22 maps. Shiro currently stands at Katowice 21 with, I believe now actually after the first map, 18, or on Dust 2. 18 in 13 maps.
Okay. He's trying to speedrun it. Fair enough. Breaking records. Why not? Well, VP are about to break the back of Long, kick it out again.
Yeah, and it's Axel given the responsibility, but with a scout, surely you're just going to have to hope and pray that this is all smoke and mirrors.
He's very lucky there's no cap pressure right now. This sets him up to get a couple of tags if they're lackadaisical about the way that they pick out of Long. But VP, we know how thorough they are. We've watched them time and time again against these low buys or eco rounds when we can see quite clearly with the radar they're on the other side of the map and they still go through all of their paces. You see the mollies, you'll see the flashes, they'll bait out extra aggression. And Gambit are actually rotating over. Starting to make their way is Hobbit at least. Axar will need some help at some point. Maybe they throw Hobbit on the line here just to see what's out there. Throw him out as a bit of bait. Might be too late.
Wow. Here they come. Couldn't be worse for Gambit to receive. Into the site, doing their due diligence.
Melted.
Utility, more to come.
You will not fight us. We will plant the bomb for free, and we'll even tuck back into some fantastic post-plant positions. So
these are the rounds as a Counter-Strike player you really can breathe. You know, you can just have a breath. You just play in the game. Your heart rate doesn't have to accelerate.
Exits is what's on the agenda right here. You can see tucking in through T-spawn, seeing if there's maybe an extra gun or two that have been purchased on. Now, the reason that it's fine for them to hold on to this, and you're like, well, okay, why aren't they getting a little bit more aggressive? Why aren't they putting their bodies on the line? This is 2 rounds in a row they've done this. Well, check out what's purchased. They have Kevlar. If they hold on to that, they won't need to reinvest into the next round. That's going to save their investment. And with the 2,400 coming through the door, frees them up for a bit more utility, frees them up to get those big guns out.
Yeah, and there's 3 of them as well that haven't taken a point of damage, so that upgrade that Chad's referring to is actually going to make a world of difference into the rifle and utility package. You can see doing the double smoke, getting across. Very little to be concerned about when it's only a USP, putting bullets down range, and I think at that point, you know, and so did VP, that this was theirs. 5-5. It's going the same way of Vertigo, which at times really did look like it was in Gambit's hand.
How are they going to deal with this with no AWP on Shiro? It's not like he's had a huge amount of impact with the AWP thus far, but it means that the CT side defense will need to look a little bit different. Very fast. Look at this. Straight out the mid doors. Look at all the space. He's going forward.
He wants more, and he's actually found Hobbit. There is an important trade from Shiro. We do return to a 4-on-4.
Can't rotate anywhere, not with James here.
Yeah, and Buster's even trying his own little adventures towards this lurk smoke. How far do you want to push this?
Looks like all the way.
Oh, shots.
That's heard.
Yeah, very, very unlikely for Buster to dig himself out of trouble now. Good work from Inters. Nafli didn't choose to fire a single bullet or make a single sound, so 1B is the call. Currently a 2-2 split.
Nades are still pretty good for VP, right? They have smokes to work with, and if they want to go for this B split or an A attack, either is going to work because the 2-2 setup that VP have held Gambit to means they cannot rotate anywhere. James AWP is a problem. Any jiggle, anything, he's going to be on top of that. And sound cues from Sanji will be heard, so they know at least he's towards upper tunnels. Meanwhile, Kickit is working short, and James is just staying put. Regrouping now towards the tunnels.
Interested if he scopes in, starts his walk. He's got a smoke for doors. We've been seeing him throw down on a lot of the takes.
Look at Naf and his nades, though, Alex. He still has a molly for this.
Yeah.
They're reconsidering it immediately, so...
20 seconds.
Kick it.
If he gets the timing,
Kick it.
Shiro exposed. And Shiro passes his test. That should be enough. James swallowed a nade. You got 10 seconds. Just throw your bodies at the site. Hope you don't go down after time. Yeah, knife out. Okay, so VP did run out of time after that one. Ran out of steam. Shiro with 3.
AWP recovered.
And that is a big note, actually, Chad. That's in capitals. AWP recovered. Considering how fragile Gambit's CT economy has been, they've saved 3 players minimum, 4 on the high end over the course of these 3 VP rounds.
Just that sound through the smoke was enough, right? So Inters tags him up. Nafany can call that hit, and then he's able to reposition that crosshair to hit that dome. So VP not getting away with their old tricks right here. Might go back to more of the A lean. Standard default again. You can do very, very noisy through lower tunnels. They never look worried for any of these fights on short. And Jane with that AWP, what the combo to be taking your mid and short control. These two very sharp objects making their way straight out mid doors with a minute 30 left on the clock. The rotator, which is Hobbit, is under so much pressure. He's died 10 times. He's not getting an easy way of this whatsoever. And now you can just tuck on in close. He can listen and spring that trap late. And we haven't seen one of these VP standard short executes just yet. Now, when we talk about this, if we see it come out, you'll see the standard smokes. They even have an extra one they dribble down just in front of the site to deny AWP vision. And the flashes are used regimentally, right? They'll throw them out, they'll focus site, they'll focus goose, then they'll focus ramp. It's not just run on in and hope you win the fights. They have a very good idea of how they want to approach this VP. Smoke's being thrown out. That might draw the rotation or open the gap for Yakinda to take some space. The passive setup on B gives Yakinda a lot of room to work with, and that smoke has just bought another bit of time. So, slow as you like in this one. 40 seconds left and full kit to nades.
It's a very passive setup from Gambit. I'm interested to know if VP can rock it at all. He's going to be vigilant. Util's thrown out. The Vanguard smokes, if you will. And yeah, Yakinda's been caught out on his mid to B. If Hobbit goes down, though, it is exposed Nafany and Inters to a very isolated 2 versus 4. And Jame entry fragging. Now Inters, they spot him with the barrel. They convert it with the Buster. And we have a 6th, just like that. VP, I mean, the fact that, Chad, we weren't saying with conviction a letter of the alphabet. A, B, we weren't sure.
No idea.
Neither did Gambit. Isolating those duels, Jame, with a fantastic pair.
That's the thing, right? Hobbit is really being bullied on these rotations, and it's so difficult to deal with that as a player who you go set up your teammates at long, you throw the flashes, you put them in good positions, and then your job is more to babysit the mid to B. It's not to be the player getting all the kills. You're in swing. You're meant to be there to plug up the gap so that your mid to B holder has some support and doesn't feel completely marooned. Well, Hobbit is the one being isolated right now, and the only way to change this is probably bringing out a double AWP setup. If you can get the double AWPs out, you can either post one up towards back of B, have Shiro maybe be a bit more mobile, have some rifles closer short, closer mid, because VP are taking so much space right now that you need to be able to deny this. Hobbit did a great job to even get one. You can see the whole point of that strat. Hey, we're going to throw all these nades, we're going to make it look like an A execute. That swing player has to help A. Hobbit was ready, right? He was ready for the mid to B, so he wasn't even fooled, but still isolated. So Gambit now with the scoreline 6-6 on one of their weaker maps is... look, they're doing all right. They're keeping their head above water, and they've gone for another one of these buys here with the saved guns that could be deadly, right? The Deagle on Hobbit, there's no reason he can't hit a bit of a banger. They're missing the boosts to start off with, so working out how they want to run with this one.
Yeah, have to see a Shiro moment.
Oh, okay. That's a T-smoke there that's denied that, and they've just negated an aggressive move with a simple smoke. Good stuff from VP.
Straight up smoke short, knowing they want to try and find some impact with the saved rifles.
And here he is.
Yakinda surely gets checked. Oh my lord. And
Inters
is
at all.
not looking at all.
Oh!
Oh, and he gets them both. First kicker, Yakinda on the reactions, but got to get up pretty damn early in the morning to wake up and stop Inters. Sanji caught as well through the doors. The Tracer's fire was enough. Buster, he's done it before. Can he do it again? Breaking into the site. AK to be knocked off his perch is Inters. And Nafany on site. They've done well to isolate these duels. If Jane can get away. No, Inters does well to take him down. Bomb retrieval integral. Sanji does tag one up on the advance towards tunnels. Shiro close to contest. Oh, this is a tough puzzle to piece together here for the remaining Ts.
This is the fight, though. If Axial takes down Sanji, then Buster is locked.
Yeah. This, about 10 seconds. They're going to have a chance. The timing on the walk-in. Sanji does manage to win his duel despite his low HP. Catches Axile off guard, but now, same can't be said. He'd have to one tap or save an AWP. That works too.
Yeah, the fact he's been able to grab that one right under their noses here. It is still the round for Gambit. They have pulled another one away just with the saved gun, some upgraded pistols, and some heroics from Inters. How does he get 2 kills there, right? Yakinda was out mid doors super early yet again. He was not expecting them to be coming in, taking all this space. Check this.
This is a reaction.
Oh, mate.
Makes it look so easy. Dink into the body. 2 shots, you're out.
It felt good as well, and you can see what Buster's hoping for here. With him going for the plant, he's hoping that Tark player gets drawn into Sanji. Sanji gets the kill, he can come through, he can help out Buster. Now they have a 2-on-2 with players outside the site, but well handled, and Gambit, they're up to 7 there. In the lead right here. One more and they'll definitely get the half. One-way smoke, they've mollied in front of it. Kick it won't be able to step on out into that. So long has been denied. Gambit won't have to worry about getting pushed and forced out. And look what they're doing, going for these B hits. We've been speaking about them all game long. Finally, VP are going to go for one of these Sander plays, and that conditioning with the lurk smoke from Buster, it just looks like a normal round.
Yeah, so far. Now with a bit more util thrown his way, he's actually forced to smoke onto their Molotov. Nafany actually converts Yakinda's hunt, and Inters, he's having another round. Doesn't matter whether it's P250 or M4, he's just caught 2 on his repeak. Virtus.pro has got no way in now. Kickert's caught on doors, Hobbit goes looking. And we know what time it is. 60 seconds. And he's pushed down. Nafany denies it all.
Well, they're going to go for that double op setup very late here, and that's probably a good call because VP, they didn't start going for more of those plays towards Cat, right? They didn't keep going through that avenue. They've gone for more mid-heavy stuff. Here they've gone back towards B, which has been a bit of crutch of theirs throughout this tournament, and now you're probably expecting VP to go for one or two things. They've had a lot of success through long, and they've had a bit of success when they've gone for those later mid to B splits, controlling those rotations, isolating Hobbit. Well, the double AWP, that might be the change-up they need. Is Kicker going to get a gun here? There we go, he's only got a deagle. So this buy, Alex, last round is not looking good.
Sanji, the entry fragger. Axel stomachs it. Hobbit was flashed in, and oh, so perfect. Hobbit nearly transfers. Okay, Yakinda keeps it competitive, and he'll recover an AK for his hard work. You can see there's corpses littering for either side here on long, and that double AWP you talked about, Chad, does get awkward in this mid-round if there is a little loose end. James is at T-spawn. He doesn't...
He's walking in T-spawn with a minute 19 on the clock. That just tells you how scared he is for any form of aggression right here.
Backing out? Or just aiding James Cross? Okay.
Like ships in the night right there. And back towards long they go, so...
Look at this. Look at them taking it in turns. Okay, they've got their plan. It's clear that those with nades have been given the responsibility to take long, and nades are thrown out. Inter's 2 incredibly impactful rounds back to back.
Only smokes to work with.
Chasing them 9th for Gambit. VP to close this gap. Cross smokes land. Into spray, does 2. Kicker hasn't gone down, but that sound. They're well aware one has slipped the net, and looks like Shiro's missed shot has given Yakinda's perfect time to strike from short. 8 seconds left as VP have pulled this one out.
Oh,
Inter's
not again.
Not done yet. More impact required. He needs the head, finds the head. One more, and it's the most prized of them all, Yakinda. He's got 3 already. Will he get the 4th? He's tagged up so low. USP now. He knows one bullet will do it. And Inter's 3 back-to-back impact rounds pulls Gambit into an extended lead. So much impact from him. The young guns looking poised to push VP.
Percentage level, like he always have in his duels like 60 on 14%, like he always has an advantage, like he's not taking risks. That's why I think he's good.
you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until
Dust 2, map 2 of our grand finals. And the CIS, the very best. Gambit on 9, VP posting 6. They are 1-0 up. Vertigo was theirs by the narrowest of margins. And, well, this is VP's turf. Anything can go down here as we start our pistol off. We are seeing more and more P250s worm their way into T-side pistol rounds.
Yeah, I want to level that playing field against these long-range USPs, 5 of which VP hold, kick it on a little bit of utility, and James has even taken space. But I think Hobbit has caught that one long, granted immediately out. And Inter's leading the way, the hero of the first half. How much more can he do?
Oh, he's trapped. Calls for the bailout. Has he got time for this? I think he just about gets there in time. So James set up for success. Sanji to delay as best he can. Here's Axal is across.
Oh,
good from that one. Yeah, all the way from short. Yukinda's hit a good shot, but no permanent deaths yet.
James been very sneaky here.
Retake here?
Yeah, no kit.
Oh, Hobbit. Nice catch. Yukinda was trying to work on the round-the-world maneuver. Now they have to focus all of their attention. The element of surprise. It's not clean from James. Inters continues to impress as he finds his 20th and another as well. Nothing left for VP in this pistol. Bloodshed, tears. It's 10 for Gambit.
Yeah, Inter's impact is reflected in the scoreboard, right? So those last 3 rounds of the first half, he went absolutely mental, and now here on the pistol with even more. So he is having a map. Not necessarily one of the star players of Gambit, but he's showing up right here, right now, and he is head and shoulders above the rest of the server. 11 kills between him and the next closest. Shiro, Nafany, Sanji, James, all with 10 apiece. 21 for Inters. Axial relatively quiet here on Dust 2, and the same can be said for Yukinda. Will be a full eco coming out from VP. No force buy. They don't want to struggle for this economy control. And if Gambit convert this, just the way they get off. Nafany's very lucky to be alive here. Lots of bodies around.
So many. Yukinda's caught just the one. What's going on?
Okay.
For a second there, it looked like the CT aggressions were winning against Mac 10s. It's stabilized. Thank you, Nafany.
Yeah, and just talking about these starts of halves, right? Now, on this map, they did lose the opening pistol round, but then they went and win the force buy, and then they had 4 on the trot. And then when you look at this half, they were able to grab this pistol round and then convert the second. So they've set themselves up very good, 11-6. And this gun round right now from VP, it makes a lot of sense that they're calling a timeout here. And the reason that is because when you go for this 3rd round buy with the new economy, it's not new anymore, but you have enough for rifles. You have to have the trade-off, do we want utility? Because you're not going to have Molotov, smoke, flash, nade, and defuse kit. That's just not going to happen, right? And they're aware that they're up against a bonus situation. So as Buster gives us a little bit of a yawn there, I'm sure he's more than excited about this one. Don't you worry about that. We can look through their buys. You've got 4 M4s, right, with smokes on their side. There's a Molotov for Sanji. He's opted not to go for the head armor where the rest have, because they know that they're going up against potential SMGs. Not a diffuse kit in play whatsoever. And what this means is it's not about where the utility can be thrown, it's where the bodies need to go. So what type of a play are we going to go for? How are we going to find ourselves an opening? You need to be a little bit more proactive on the CT side with buys like this.
Right,
has that
you
ult,
get executed on, you really, there's nothing pointing towards going for it.
Yeah, so they need to be a little bit more proactive in this one. And a 4-man A-Lean is a good place to start. All the pressure on James over towards B. Whatever utility VP did have has just been dumped to get long control. So they put all their eggs in this basket. Nobody's out. They've got control of this, and now they need to get the bodies back somewhere else. But look at Nafany.
What's he up to?
He's out mid.
Smoke. No eyes on it currently. Hobbit very loud on this one. And Yukinda goes down. Big first frag found from the most experienced and the only major champion in the Gambit Esports roster. Well, this gets even more awkward now. Not only did you have limited util, now limited players. VP have to overcome the Gambit T side with just 4.
If they go into A because of that opening kill, they might get a bit of a rude surprise, right? We still have 2 players mounted up towards, of course, the caster curse. They just dropped on down, but there are 3 players still over towards the A side of the map. Hunkering down long is Buster and James. He's having to take a risk in some space. Hobbit's low, and Hobbit's down.
Interesting. What does that do to Nafany?
Mid to A? Mid to A?
They're boosting. the element of surprise. I'm not sure that anyone's going to be expecting this. I say that as Sanji is. Considered it for a second. Nafany is through.
Oh,
it could too.
Be the double.
And it could very well be just the Mac 10 though. Surely.
Oh, Nafany.
Nafany with impact all over. What's James to do now? The glass cannon AWP was responsible for B. He's been a completely nullified object at this point.
He's locked in as well. Look at this. One player already ward spawn. That's Axial. James, you got to be careful, mate.
They want to stop this. They don't want to stop that save. They know how much impact a single AWP, especially for VP, and it's clean and easy. They'll take that. So, bringing it all through. Gambit starting to accrue enough points to start the engines of a 1-1 split.
This from Nafany is so ballsy, right? This in-game leader, he takes so much space and not always profiting with the kills, but it's more what he is still allowing the rest of his team to do. So here with some impact, they justify holding on to those lower weapons, that Scout, the Mac 10, everything is found at work, and they've even upgraded into that AWP. All right, Shiro through the door. They didn't even get a chance to cross, mate. Give him a break.
Yeah, we saw Simple throw one in a similar line as well. It seems like the new adaptation is wallbanging those that are waiting to cross on the smoke. Kickert gone. 15 deaths as well. He's had a very quiet time here on Dust 2, and this is clearly far, far and away from the Dusty they imagined when this was their first pick of the best of 5.
Well, if this keeps going in this direction, we're guaranteed 4 maps. Train up next.
All right, so short control gathered, a lean, heavy lean towards B, so it is only Yakinda. And he's lost his duel just on that repeat. He knew, Nafany was well aware that Yakinda didn't have many options in terms of retreat, just stand and try to deliver. And deliver Gambit will. Not taking their chances, good to see the smokes and the Molotovs all landing to do their due diligence.
This will be 4 in a row right here for Gambit in the second half, and that's the max loss bonus coming into the bank balance of VP for the next. They might want to go for a couple of exits here just to close out this round. No point in holding onto these Deagles. You don't have Kevlar behind it. Sure, having a better sidearm was cool, but all in all, it will be the rifles that we'll be looking towards next round. So everybody from Gambit looks like they will be surviving. VP aren't even having a look in whatsoever, just staying tucked in towards B. Nobody's moving. Statues, 3 of them. And that's round number 19 in the bag. This is very good stuff from Gambit. The fact that they had a close game on Vertigo, they could have really got in their own heads. This is a grand final. These guys
had picked it.
Yeah, and they're lucky that obviously this is against an opponent they're familiar with. Otherwise, capitulation could have been on the cards, but this is something that they're well and truly back into. 13-6. And here's that opening shot from Shiro. Bang. Just frustration for the likes of Kickert there. What am I meant to do, mate? I'm already on an eco. Give me a break. As the buy will come out. Jame onto the AWP. Org for Kickert. Still not a single defuse kit purchased on up here. Keep that in mind if we get into post plants. We are running out of rounds to work with. Gambit only 3 away now. But if we get another one of those Sanji clutch rounds, maybe that's the momentum shifter right there. Back towards Long. Shiro's leading the charge with the pick. Nobody home to receive him. How long is Jame going to stay on this stack for?
Yeah, it's a good question.
There's usually a flash for this position, right? And then the AWP would peek out on the flash, but James just standing tall.
Hobbit seems positioned in a way he knows it's a vulnerability. He might jiggle it. And he does. Baits the shot. Nade finds no success, and Hobbit has successfully dismantled the first setup from VP.
It's an important hurdle to cross, and we've seen this boost. Yeah, look at this.
Now, crosshair placement. Yeah, if your crosshair placement's good enough for this duel, I will be happy to be proven wrong.
Oh, he's stepping into it late, so he's not 100% certain if people haven't crossed. Well, Yakinda is. He's taking back that space, and James in rotation. It looks like they're setting up for a B split.
Yeah, and the CTs seem to have worked it out. Util starts to fall. James drops Nafany, aggressive just on the edge of that smoke. Just when he needed to arrive for the mid to B split, makes things difficult. So does Yakinda.
Both down. B's open.
Wide open, thanks to Axile. Can't contest the smoke. James looking to elevate someone up or get the boost himself, hoping to find one as they reposition onto the platform. This is a Hail Mary maneuver.
This Intis has a good idea.
And
Look at the
got a
wall
great
bang.
idea. Yeah, he's completely deterred them from that.
They have to save. Like I said, there was no kit for the post plan.
You'd be throwing your bodies into a brick wall if you tried.
That's Axial. That's all Axial. Like, the mid to B got stopped. There was no mid to B. There was only one prong on that attack, and it was Axial coming in through those tunnels, taking out both Kickit and Buster. So as soon as they fall, the bomb goes down, the pressure applied. VP locked out. They need to hold on to these guns. Max lost bonus, sure. They will be able to drop and have another competitive round going forward, but it doesn't matter. 14-6 right now. Gambit looking good to convert. They might even get this one. Inters gives it a shot. Bomb goes off. Sanji lucky to survive. Wants to grab an AK if he can.
See it from Exile's POV. Comes up just as the action's occurring middle, and neither of them ready for that duel.
Yeah, they were very glued to mid doors there, weren't they? So many bodies thrown at that. Yakinda, Jane pushing through the smoke. Both Kickit and Buster, we could see, were having a glance. And I like this timeout from Gambit. You're in such a lead. Just talk this one through. Don't slip over yourself right here.
Like, this is these are the scenarios that you start replaying, like, oh, if only at 14-6 I didn't go for that. Those are the ones that keep you up at night. So that's what this timeout is designed to avoid. 2 timeouts remain. I wonder if we'll see any more of those. See if VP have got any punch left.
Axial only has 8 kills, right? He has 7 assists alongside of that, and we saw 2 of his kills in that previous round. That's impact right there, right? We were talking about Inters with his so far. He's up to 23 now. And another timeout. So these teams like to drop them on top of one another here. VP.
We heard Exile talking a little bit about his age and what it means to him. I just want to double check how old the dude is. 18. My lord.
Yeah. Hobbit brings the average age of this team up a bit.
So yeah, Exile, Mr. Sergey's 18. Inters is having a great performance here in the grand finals of Katowice. Is equally relatively young, 20 years of age for him. So the average really is just brought up by your major champion,
who's also pretty young as well. So all in all, they were the Gambit youngsters. Now they're the Gambit main squad, and they're doing what the Gambit main squad did many moons ago. And right now, in the second half, they are looking absolutely flawless. Let's get this one underway. Shiro through the door again, gives it a crack. Worth the shot.
Yeah, one of my least favorite parts of Dust 2, when I've got the mouse and keyboard in my hands myself, crossing those doors, so punishing. Forcing out util once a couple of successful shots have been hit. Okay, Yakinda's got a very nice off angle for anyone that fancies their chances middle now.
Yeah, he loves that box, doesn't he? Just up and over. The mid to B smokes that come through as well, he can play forward of them. This one's actually paused
Have the confidence.
To just stand there with your knife out talking.
Yeah, what the hell?
Like,
don't see that. Don't see that every day. It's like they're just having a full mothers meeting, talking it through.
This A setup is quite weird right now that we see from VP. Nobody towards long.
Sanji's the same, just having a chat. Okay, so they're probably gonna.
Yeah,
30
this
seconds.
is very odd.
All right. Looks like they know what strat they're doing already.
How is there no eyes on long?
Okay, they're walking in though. James gonna have to do a lot of work here. Sanji trying to bait them to look at him, and he's done the first part. He's gonna have to do the rest as well. Great Molotov to buy time. Yakinda's burning though. Have to find a new elevation.
Long's coming too. Sanji's screwed.
Yeah, safe corner, but for how long? Shiro already onto Yakinda to finish off the jobs of the Flames, and Gambit set for 15 just like that.
What an odd round that was. I'm flabbergasted. I'm not quite sure how they have nobody watching. I'm not sure what tell there is. That must be the domestic rivalry between the two, right? The fact they played each other a lot in the past. There must be something going on there.
That was peculiar.
Well, now that is the 15th and coming knocking. Gambit, this is a quick second map. I thought we were going to have the 16-14s, overtime games, all the rounds throughout here, but they've made short work of Dust too. VP have looked so threatening on this map throughout the tournament. I think they've only lost it twice in recent history. If you go back in the last 3 months, they've won it a bucket load. And they'll just hold on to these 2 rifles. So Buster and Kickit, they're the ones who went down towards B in the previous. This time they'll get to hold on to their guns. And it was so strange. Nafany was so far forward. Look how far forward Nafany is. And Hobbit and the rest of the team are still just coming up late. And they make a round like this work. So great stuff. Still a bit perplexed on how it all transpired. But regardless, 15-6, rifles back out. VP's last chance here on Dust 2. Now, We will be moving into Train as the next map, the third map. And this has extended the series to at least 4.
Oh, he's caught him. Just pre-aiming the jump across. Intuition strikes, and so does that. Oh, Pnafany charging through the flames. He gets away. Yakinda claws one back. They know there's more damage and more players are waiting on the other side of that smoke. James sets to work in middle. No armor on him. Vulnerable to those wallbangs if info's gained.
They know Yakinda's tricks, don't they? Hanging around the smoke, just putting some lead through. Smoke will clear now, and he has to drop back to a more passive configuration. But James, he could stifle this completely. Lots of conversation there from Inters, letting him know how much space he's working with.
They're going back. Inters will hear the jump for info.
He's heard the scope as well. Slipped the net.
And James does not hit the shot. Inters gives them the man advantage, looking to finish this right here, right now. Map 2 of the grand finals could be a thrashing. Just need to post the 1. Up short now. VP's dastardly Dust 2 getting completely shaken. And Yakinda peeks out. It's damage. It's insufficient. They're both coming in from CT and B respectively. So disconnected. Just got to follow the flowchart now for the after plan. Sanji does take down Nafany.
Buster does have a kit. This is still doable. It looks extremely unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, with the flashbang, Sanji wants one more before he does any more dirty work, and that's the head he was waiting for. Pops it off of Inters. The impact continues. Buster. Oh, they may not expect
this. Look at this angle from Hobbit.
Angle on the gather the smoke and makes it all too easy. Gambit really do convince many with a performance like that against Virtus.pro. Masters of Dust 2, their pick no less. Gambit equalize our grand finals.
Yeah, they done told me to be myself, so